gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
How old is that song?
On this day.
Yes, on this day. Yes.
Iggy Pop
Yeah.
released Lust for Life 40 years ago.
So what year is 40 years ago?
I don't know. But it was his second collaboration with David Bowie.
You're looking at Dylan.
Yeah.
77?
77 is 40 years ago.
Like, holy mackerel.
Yep.
And you listen to that song. Now what does Bowie do on that song?
I think he's the one going,
It's just such a cheap ass sounding, ragged, and Iggy doesn't sound like he has much lust for life. I think.
And my wife puts it succinctly, F you, Carnival Cruise. That's all I think of when I hear this song now.
Right.
It was ruined by Carnival Cruises.
Yeah, but man,
James Osterberg Jr.
Is that Iggy?
Wow.
And you know he's 70 something.
He's 70.
And 70, still out there, still doing
Still
it.
touring.
And people say he's better than ever. He's just great, and he still takes off his shirt and.
That's
You know?
well. If you went to
That's
an
his
Iggy
thing.
Pop concert and he didn't take off his shirt, I would want my money back.
I don't know if he takes it off. I don't think he ever has it on.
I would give him money to keep his shirt on.
Please, Iggy.
Please do not take your shirt off.
And he used to wiggle through broken glass on the stage. He'd lay down on the stage and just kind of writhe through broken glass, so he got all bloody.
Well, that's just dumb.
He's a pretty.
That's just not safe.
Gina. He's beyond cool. Is what he is. So this is just a little part of the show where we're just kind of dinking around and nothing matters. Nothing happens here. There is nothing to see in this part of the show. But coming up,
Stuff to see?
Coming up, and boy, we just got to build up the excitement for the least popular feature that we do on this radio program. It's check-ins, where people call and tell us what they're doing with their life today, how things are with them. It's a little report card. We're taking the temperature of Salt Lake and the Utah.
I got a text to Twitter something yesterday from a friend of the program that said maybe the reason check-ins isn't a popular feature is you guys are nice to people. Like when you do hello, yeah, what? You're not nice to people. People like that feature.
877-602-9696. Call and check in. We have a prize to give you. We have snowbird activity passes for somebody who is a checker-inner coming up in just a couple of minutes. And so, do that. Be a part. And, okay, let's try and be mean to people.
I'm just saying.
Well,
maybe
I don't agree with that at all because
No?
we're not necessarily mean to the hello, yeah, what people.
people think that we are.
We are only we only harm the stupid. That's one of our mantras here.
We seem to have some pretty intelligent check-in people.
I think.
Yeah. So 877-602-9696. Do it now. Start calling in now, and then we'll officially begin the program. I can see clearly that this is how the show is going to go.
Because of your
because Hoop's vision.
Your fancy eyeball fix.
Yeah, that's right. I got my eyeball fix. 877-30-LASIK. That's the number to call for Hoop's vision.
Do you, when people you know go to Hoops, do you kind of live vicariously through them? Because you remember your experience, right? Well, my sister-in-law is getting ready to have hers done at Hoops, and so I'm kind of living vicariously through her.
It's just so it's not an unpleasant experience by any means. You will be there for a short period of time, and when you're done, you'll be amazed. Even right immediately after the surgery, you'll see very well, see clearly. So Hoops Visions, call them, make a free, no obligation appointment. They'll talk to you about what the procedure is, and then they'll even work with you to create a payment plan that makes LASIK affordable. Call them, 877-30-LASIK, or go to their website. It's Hoops Vision. That's HOOPES vision.com.
Gina wearing a turtleneck sweater today.
Covering up her hickeys. That's what people do.
It's interesting. People don't wear turtlenecks very often anymore.
Unless they're covering up hickeys.
You got something against hickeys?
That's why I used to have a dickie.
To cover your hickey?
To cover the hickey. It was my hickey dickie. I mentioned a dickie the other day, and I don't think anyone knew what I was talking about.
I don't think anybody has them anymore.
Dickie is now a clothing brand, and that's what it's known for.
As a matter of fact, that's what I said. Somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, I love Dickies. Their coats and their pants," and I went,
"Yeah,
no, I'm
an
never
actual
mind.
Dickie.
Never mind.
It's a fake shirt.
Dickie was a fake sweater. Was it a fake shirt
it's a
or
collar.
Sweater?
It's
a fake sweater.
Fake sweater.
It was to make it look as though you were wearing a turtleneck
under your vest or jacket
or your shirt or whatever. Yeah, to make it look as though you were wearing a. It was really a stupid idea.
It was a dumb idea.
I had one, I think, for some reason.
But they were everywhere. It seems like I knew everybody had one.
Yeah.
Nobody wore them, but everybody had one.
It's a stupid idea.
Well, turtlenecks are stupid unless you're the Gorton's fisherman.
It's true.
Maybe I'm going fishing later.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're not. You're going to be way too warm in that.
You think?
Yeah.
You're dressed up for people today, aren't
We're
you?
seeing people.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worn this sweater, and I thought, I'll wear that.
Yeah, you'll be too warm. You'll be uncomfortable.
Too late now.
You're going to be sweating and sweating. It's going to be in your folds and everything.
I don't have any folds.
Of course not. She's a lady.
Yeah.
I'm smooth top to bottom.
Follow Carrie, Bill, and Gina on Twitter at Radio From Hell.
We have an emergency.
What? Yeah.
Now we've got to officially begin the show.
I know, but we have an emergency. Things that must go. I don't want to let this go. I don't want to let this pass. Emergency things that must go.
All right.
The Secret. What a load of bullsock. I had to listen to it as my wife watched it in bed last night. Emergency must. So I think just if we say that right now.
Well, I think it only works on Wednesdays.
Oh.
I think that's how the magic works. Is it has to be on a Wednesday.
Sorry,
If anything, you're probably reversing what's going to happen to this poor fellow.
Is that a movie?
The Secret. You know The Secret, Bill.
Well, there was the book. I didn't know. Was it a movie too?
And it's it's like a
Oh,
not a movie, but a.
I don't really know what it is.
Well, if we get rid of it, you don't ever have to learn.
It's the idea that if you put something out into the universe,
that
it will
happen.
come true.
Well, isn't that true?
Which is really what Things That Must Go is
You
the
put it out
secret.
there.
So I'm really conflicted now.
I don't know. Well, it was an emergency. I thought we needed to address it right away.
Well, now you've delayed the official beginning of the show. I'm afraid that things will just go downhill from here. Because we're going to slide right into check-ins, and that's just horrible. All right, the moon is it's a waxing gibbous moon. Do you have to sponsor this, by the way? It's a waxing gibbous moon, 51.8% of full. The moon will rise today at 2:43 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 29th day of August in the year of our Lord, 2017. And this is National More Herbs, Less Salt Day.
More herbs.
No, I think they're actual
No, they
herbs.
just mean like oregano and stuff.
That's a day, more herbs, less salt day.
Wow.
There was nothing else. There was nothing else for October 29th, so they did that. And this is the nation's most conspicuous radio broadcast. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video feeds for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. Not only see us here in the studio, but when we do the news, he'll show you pictures that go along with the news and that sort of thing. And also, Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal is here, or as we like to now call him, Big Daddy Ratfink Davis is here helping with the show. Coming up on the program, we'll have an X-Poll in just a few minutes. We'll tell you about that coming up. And also, Sister Dottie will be here today at about 8 o'clock. She would like to take phone calls.
Yes.
Like to chat with you on the phone. She wants to know how we can bring this nation together again. What do we need to do to bring the nation together? So, all right.
Let's see, checking in. This is Loring. Good morning, lords and lady. Hey. Leighton Bed Bath & Beyond would like to know if Bill has his shirt on. Correct today.
My shirt is on correctly.
Is this
today.
the shirt? This is the shirt?
Oh, no, I didn't wear
right.
No.
Let's see.
That might not be till next week. I think it's still in the wash, the laundry.
HVAC Shin checking in.
Hola, Carrie, Bill, Gina, New Mexico listening. All of New Mexico.
All of New Mexico. Jeremy from Pennsylvania checking in. Can you give 75 to 80% today?
Maybe.
I could use the motivation.
All right, we'll try.
Let's see. Steph checking in with my allergies. I feel like goopy-eyed Klaus. Adam from West Jordan checking in. I could use 82% today.
Did you say October? Everybody's saying you said it was October.
Did
29th.
I might have.
Yeah,
it's August 29th. I looked at this paper, and it says right here, August 29th, so that's why I said October.
Yeah.
I was just looking right here.
Trav from Portland, Oregon checking in. Ogden Shut-In checking in. Please be nice to this check-inner. I don't need another reason to shut myself in. All right. Let's go to Justin. Hi, Justin.
Justin, what's up with you today, pal?
Well, I dropped my fiance off at work, and now I'm out playing Pokemon Go.
I didn't know people were still doing that.
Working? Is that what you're talking about, Gina? You know people are still working?
Pokemon Go.
So what sort of work do you do?
I'm an IT guy.
And what do you find satisfying about possibly the stupidest game on the planet, Pokemon Go?
It's addicting, and I'm a victim of it.
He's a victim, Bill. Don't victim shame.
A victim
He is
of the
victim.
stupidity that is.
I have no problem with Pokemon Go because it got people out of the house, walking around, interacting with the human race. They would be less likely to if not for this game.
And
It
this
seems
man
to have
has
gone away, though.
This
Yeah.
man has a fiance.
Yeah.
What?
He
Oh, I
said
didn't
I
hear
dropped.
that.
He said I dropped my fiance off at work.
So, where does your fiance work?
She's a CNA.
Certified nursing assistant.
Yes.
All right. Well, I hope you catch a bunch of them Pokemans. Have a good day, Justin.
You too.
All right. Bye. Pokemon.
Vicky and Angel checking in, that rival morning show.
Married with microphones.
I wonder what bit they're doing. I wonder if it's a Wacky Song Tuesday or something.
It's Battle of the Sexes, Carrie.
Is it?
It's always Battle of the Sexes.
Women be different from men.
That's right.
Let's see. Teacher Leslie checking in. I work in a behavior unit, and one of the kids really messed up my arm yesterday. I need you to try hard so I can get through the day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Steve the Persian checking in. Played games late last night. Mistakes were made.
Zach here. Adderall will be kicking in soon, so I can take on the 100% efficiency. You guys sit back today.
All right.
We'll do that. Let's go to Sloan.
Sloan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. Now, I expected that to be a woman.
I did too.
You're a guy named Sloan. Sloan is most often a woman's name, is it not?
I think so.
Well, I think everybody thinks of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 'Cause
Sloan
was
Peterson?
pretty hot.
Yeah. Well, I've known a couple of Sloans. There was a newswoman here locally, Sloan
Brown.
Sloan Brown. Yeah. So Sloan, what do you do? You're a newswoman, aren't you?
I'm in advertising.
What sort of advertising? What do you work in an agency?
Yeah, I work at an advertising agency that does Google advertising.
Oh, well. Why don't you do some radio advertising?
I would love to with you guys.
Well, then do it.
All right.
Do you have any say in what goes on at your company?
Yeah, it's a pretty small company. There's only 6 of us, so
Yeah.
Well, get on it.
I was the number 4 guy. So
Yeah. Well, so what kind of clients do you have?
oh, everybody from dentists to shopping clothing,
Yeah.
like retail sites, to stand-up desks, like where you have treadmill desks.
Oh, listen, I can tell you, we are great advertising stand-up desks.
We could move stand-up desks like you wouldn't believe.
We have someone here in our office who uses one of those.
Yeah, my boss is just obsessed with them. So
Mm-hmm.
he did some free advertising for him, and then
That's
from
what
there
it is.
we.
Well, I'm
Your
sorry.
boss wanted a stand-up desk. That's why you're
Yeah,
doing it.
he wanted one so bad.
I'm sorry, Sloan. We won't do any free advertising for you, but if you bring us a bucket of money, we'll talk about stand-up desks.
Before you go, here.
Let me just go get that.
All right, here, listen to this.
Ah, Griffin, there you are. I've decided that as your new boss, I'm going to require you to have a standing desk. Ah, but I look like such an ass. And that's not all. You got to constantly tell everybody what a good idea it is, and how important it is, and how wrong they are for having traditional desks. Can't I just work at it and mind my own business? No, you have to be a freak about it. Maybe it can just be my own personal choice, and I'm not judging others for their choices. No, you being right means everyone else is wrong. That's what your standing desk is saying to the chair people. From now on, you call them chair people. Oh, and 3 times a day you have to say, sitting is the biggest killer in America.
There you go.
What did you say, Sloan?
Can't do it on my own.
No, you
Is a
can't.
standing desk like veganism?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much like
You got to
that.
be very out loud about it.
As a
They're
matter of
the
fact,
same
I think
people.
if you surveyed, you would find most standing desk people are also vegan.
All right.
All right, Sloan. See ya.
I would not doubt that.
See you,
All right,
Sloan.
see ya.
Let's see. Gina looks like she's going to bust up.
I was
Bust-
laughing.
Oh,
at
you were
the-
laughing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, if you can see us at x96.com/live. DABC worker checking in. Don't be so stingy with the boxes. That's all I can say.
Don't. Be
Are you
so
moving?
No,
Isn't that the only time you need the box?
I buy in bulk, and I
Oh.
need boxes. Can I put these last 4 in sacks? Well, I'd rather have a box.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. Mrs. Reed checking in.
Where's Mr. Reed?
I need 100% from you guys until about 7:30 when I sigh, turn off my car, and walk up to my classroom.
He's missing. Mr. Reed is missing. That's all we'll say.
Mike, the dock worker, checking in by the power of Gray Skull. Please try hard today. I don't think that's how that works.
There is still a line available, 877-602-9696, if you want to check in via phone, as Abby has. Abby.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Oh, just driving to work.
Yeah, where do you go?
I am on my second week of training for JetBlue.
What are you going to do for them? Are you a pilot?
I wish. I'd get paid well.
Yeah.
No, I actually work as a reservation agent. So as soon as you call, I book all their reservations.
And so you do that from, you don't do that from home, you do that in an office, right?
I do that from home. It's just that I'm on my second week of training for
I see.
For a new job.
All right. Well, good luck on your new job. I hope it's very successful.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for letting me listen. And I wanted to let you know that I love the check-in. I'm driving to work every day at this time, so keep them up.
Well,
okay.
Well, there you go.
All right.
That's all I need.
That's all I need, too. Abby likes them. All right. Thanks, Abby.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Deborah Jensen checking in. My first day of school. Go Aggies.
Dr. Jensen.
Yes. Let's see.
Cindy, the book pusher, checking in. School picture day. Everyone needs to look their best.
That won't happen.
They'll pass out the little free black plastic comb so you can fix your hair before. Didn't they do that at your school?
No.
Little free combs on picture day.
Wow.
Here's my favorite school picture story. So we were all lining up to go into the lunchroom. Now, we didn't really know why. This is when I was really young. We didn't know why. So some other people coming out of the lunchroom, and the one kid sort of went like this, and he went, "Oh, ow." Oh, and I said, what? And he said, "Well, we got shots. We got shots. We're going there, you get shots." So we walk in there, and it's school pictures, not shots at all. But I was really nervous. But, of course, when I came out and there was another class waiting to go in, I went, "Oh, ow."
You passed it on.
We're going to get shots.
You passed on the pain.
I did.
If you've been fooled by another classmate, maybe you should call an advocate.
That's true.
I need someone to represent me.
Yes.
UtahAdvocates.com.
No, it's not the kind. Has been injured.
That's not the kind of thing that they have.
No, this is when you've physically been injured in an accident, and even if it's your insurance company you're dealing with, not somebody else's, they still don't want to pay the bills. You need someone to compel them to.
The advocates help their clients defer medical expenses. They help clients get rental cars. They know doctors and chiropractors. They help. So if they take your case, not only are they not going to charge you any money until they get you a settlement, they will help you out with all of this stuff. And it's just very, very, the advocates is who we're talking about, UtahAdvocates.com. They really do care. You're not just a number to them if they take your case. They want to get you a settlement. So if you've been hurt in an accident and you don't know what to do, you can call the advocates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm sort of sifting through all of this copy to see where the phone number, oh, there it is, 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com.
All right, Big Boy News is next. Also an X poll. Stand by for all of that.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with Johnson.
The good news is that I've learned that if you combine the mangosteen fruit with certain alcohols, it will cure cancer. I've got the margarita recipe here, the cancer-curing margarita recipe right here. 1 shot of tequila, 2 shots of Zango, and 3/4 shot of triple sec, all right?
It's a martini.
That'll cure your cancer.
That will cure cancer. I am cancer-free for 15 years.
And there's your proof.
So there you go. What more proof do you need?
So apparently they really put this in there in the company literature.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see that?
You can't do that.
No. What you do is you infer it.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh,
You get your distributors to talk about it. You
don't put it in your literature.
Look, all I can say to Zango is, why aren't I your spokesman? I'm cancer-free for 15 years. I found that it's the mixing with alcohol that makes it work. Why don't they call
reaction
me? This is $1 million company. This is my ticket to a big pay.
And they're local here. They should know who you are.
They should know who I am, right? I could give them a whole list of recipes, drink recipes, martinis, margaritas, daiquiris that will, cure cancer and depression.
You're awfully happy now that you do.
I'm happy and cancer-free.
Everybody knows that Zango won't cure cancer. It's Tahitian noni that cures cancer.
Can you mix that with alcohol?
Oh, no.
No, you don't want to do that, no.
You don't want to drink that, period.
Wonder what does this mean for them?
They have 15 days to respond. My guess is that either Orrin Hatch will swoop in like Super Hatch and save the day because he's big on that, supplement business stuff, or they'll just have to take that out of their literature.
Yeah, I think probably they have to say, sorry, we won't do it anymore.
They'll have to tell the people who sell it, don't say that.
Does really cure cancer. Or we don't have any evidence.
We don't have any evidence that it cures cancer. But Carrie Jackson, 15 years cancer-free because of the magic cancer-free margarita.
Because cancer's one disease. I love that when they say it cures cancer. Because cancer's a whole bunch of different things.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It cures cancer.
That's how good.
Kinds of
apparently,
that's how good this stuff is.
All cancer's the same. You drink this.
You drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
I like that. That's a new one I put.
You drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
The bad liquor's still here, but the good.
I drink a bit.
And I'll change this drop from.
What do you say you and me go out and get plastered?
To.
What do you say you and me go out and get.
Cure cancer.
What are you guys doing? We're curing cancer.
I am curing cancer with this magic margarita recipe, okay?
Right this second.
Hey, right this second, I'm curing
cancer.
Right now, even as I stand here and look at you.
Cancer cells dying right and left.
Radio from Hell show. Call 877-602-9696. Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, Gina on X96.
6:37, Big Boy News and Opinion Window now. But we do have an X poll coming up. Think about this. We're going to ask for your calls in about 10 minutes. What was your first, how do we put it?
Exposure.
Encounter with.
Encounter, interaction with. Or
when did you first find Radio from Hell? When was it? And then what about it when you started listening? You said to yourself, I'm going to go back to that show and listen to it some more.
We bring this up because of our mixer that we had on Friday. We heard a lot of stories like these.
And then I had an email from somebody who talked about, I'll read the email.
Okay.
I think I still have it when we do the expo there.
That's Big Boy News right now, brought to you by.
Why does the sight of a trail guide make us reassess our career choices? Because Wyoming is still filled with adventure. That's why. Find out if you are too at travelwyoming.com.
This just in. Adam Levine and Bahati Prinsloo thought that the VMAs sucked.
Oh.
Well, there's a good reason, Bill. You're just reading the headline and you don't know why, and I know why.
They thought they sucked, and Gina, I'm
Can
just
I tell you why?
No, because I'm just reading the headline because I don't care why. Okay, go ahead.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead and tell me, and then I think I'll probably care even less. It'd be my guess.
So this is a pop artist and a pop song, which you won't care about, but
see. Yes.
Way to sell it, Gina.
Keep going.
But it is popular.
So Adam Levine and Bahati Prinsloo were upset
We're
about
watching the
Yes.
VMAs,
Yeah.
and I think her name's Jillian Michaels or Julia Michaels.
Okay.
She has a song called Issues.
Okay, I'm glad you're specific about this. Yes.
She has a song called Issues,
Yes.
and they said, and here she is, Julia Michaels singing Issues, and she got 3 words into her song, and they went to commercial.
Really?
Yes. And it's a very popular song. And they said, that's rude. You don't bring someone on like that. And only
rude, said
is
Adam
rude.
Levine.
Fruit. He said fruit, actually.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is it.
I was right. I care even less.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I didn't care. I didn't want that story in the news.
That's it.
Yeah,
and they went to
that's it.
commercial.
Stop.
And they went to commercial.
And good.
We'll
I'm
have
glad
more on the VMAs right after
and
this.
that is exactly what happened.
And it's a good thing, too, because that sucks, too. All right, let's talk about... I was going to do a story for you, but now you don't get one.
What?
Because you insisted on shoehorning that story in.
I was being helpful. You were making
were-
fun of Adam Levine, and I said they had a good reason for saying that.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the court of public opinion here on the Radio from Hell show, don't I still have a good reason for making fun of Adam Levine?
Levine?
And Gina Barberi? All right, let's talk about the storm. Houston, still raining. You know, I went through something similar to this many years ago. It's similar to what's happening in Houston, and I bring it up because it's hard for people to imagine sometimes continual rain. Many years ago, I was in Roanoke, Virginia, and I was doing some theater there, and I was at a dinner theater there where you lived at the theater and all of that. And it started raining one night in Roanoke. And as a matter of fact, I knew exactly when it was because I was sleeping outside on a sleeping porch in a sleeping bag. It was lovely. And it started to rain, and I had to get up and go inside. And then it proceeded to continue to rain for, I think, 3 days straight. Something that people we here in Utah never would experience.
Were you stuck?
It flooded. Yeah, the town of Roanoke flooded. We were stuck at the theater for a day at least. Now, it wasn't nearly as devastating as what's going on in Houston right now, but it's hard to imagine what it's like when it just doesn't stop raining. It's just phenomenal, and that's what's going on in Houston. I think there have been brief pauses in the rain.
They're expecting an additional 7 to 13 inches. Additional.
Well, they're saying that the storm's probably going to go out into the Gulf and build up steam and come back again.
Thousands and thousands of people are stranded. Many more are in shelter. Streets in Houston. Now, Houston is very flat and low-lying, and so fortunately in Roanoke, where I was, the theater was kind of up on a hill a little bit, so the water surrounded it, but it didn't get up to the theater. But so far there have not been a lot of deaths, but now they're telling people. Because you can't read any street numbers anymore. Yeah. Everything's underwater. If you need help, put out a big white sheet somewhere, and we'll try to get to you as soon as we can. Mexico has reached out to Houston and offered Texas a helping hand, as good neighbors should always do in trying times. Mexican Foreign Minister Luis Videgaray expressed his support for Texas during a phone call Sunday night with Governor Greg Abbott. The Mexican government takes this opportunity to express its full solidarity with the people and government of the United States as a result of the damages caused by Hurricane Harvey in Texas, and we are offering our help and cooperation with the U.S. government. Donald Trump has said, well, they're going to have to get through that wall first. So what has Donald Trump said about all of this? He's going to go to Texas today, not going to Houston because, and it's probably a good idea because of just the attendant hoopla surrounding a presidential visit. They would just get in the way.
Yeah.
So they're going, I forget which city.
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi, somewhere near Houston. But Donald Trump, the President of the United States, talking yesterday about what was going on in Houston with Hurricane Harvey. And, we stand with the people of Texas. And he was saying the things that presidents say. And right toward the end of that little news conference, a reporter asked him about Sheriff Joe Arpaio and why he said, right in the middle of this, or as this hurricane is beginning,
I was hoping you were made as a boner.
No, Gina, we don't we do not make Donald Trump a boner candidate. He would be all 6 candidates every day. So let me finish the story. So the President of the United States, the reporter asks him, the hurricane's going on, and you choose that time to pardon Joe Arpaio. Why did you do that? And Donald Trump said, I assumed that the ratings would be far higher than they were normally.
Because of the hurricane.
Because of the hurricane. So more people would see that I'd pardoned him.
This wasn't a comment made like in a hallway that somebody overheard.
Yeah.
No. This was at a press conference.
In front of a microphone, yeah.
No, it's very similar to when he was ranting about Charlottesville. Good people on both sides, da-da-da-da-da, and then as he's walking off from that press conference, he takes a couple of moments to promote the fact that he has a winery there. Yeah. One of the biggest wineries in the country, and da-da-da-da. I own a house there. And Wrong. By the way, Donald Trump insists that Mexico is still paying for the border wall, while Mexico insists that they are not paying for that effing border wall, as they put it. But they are, as we pointed out, helping Hurricane Harvey victims. Mexico has reached out, and they are helping out. Let's see. How much time do we have here?
One more quick story.
Oh, we haven't done any local stories here. There was a bear spotted wandering around Spanish Fork, Carrie.
A bear?
A bear. Some bear has been reported running around Spanish Fork. A person said that the bear crossed the road in front of her car on the way home from picking up her student at Sierra Bonita Elementary School. And she took a picture of it, and yep, sure enough, that's either a guy in a really convincing bear suit or it's a bear. So watch out for bears down in Spanish Fork. And Utah liquor stores are going to stop accepting personal checks for liquor purchases after September 30th.
There are people still writing personal checks?
Yep. I see them do it. In the liquor store, I think it's maybe more prevalent than other places. Old people need their liquor too. That's who's writing the checks. Just a minute, I'll get my checkbook. The Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Control recently decided to stop offering the payment method because so few checks have been written in recent years, and signs have been posted on all of the stores. I noticed it yesterday that they were going to stop accepting personal checks.
Sports weather traffic.
Okay, so the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros, they trade home series. They go and they play for 3 or 4 days at each other's parks, and obviously Houston is underwater. So the president of the Houston Astros called the president of the Texas Rangers and say, hey, you were supposed to have a series on September 25th. Can we just swap home series because they're supposed to play like this week? Mm-hmm. Can we come to your place now and then you come here in September? They said no. You can come here now, and we'll play here in September. We'll get 2 homestand. We're not giving up our homestand.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah, good for them. I think that's smart.
Good for them.
That's smart. And did you see that the Utah? They're playing LSU, the University of Utah, LSU, and they were going to. Is it LSU?
BYU.
Oh, is it BYU?
Yeah.
And they were going to play the game in Houston for some reason because I guess a bigger audience and it's an ESPN game. They're going to move it to They're going to move it to New Orleans. Play it there.
They might have to move it again because.
Yeah.
That brought to you by Snowbird. Their annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com. I was right yesterday, by the way. 98. We got to 98. I am magical. I put it out. It was the secret, really. I put that temperature out into the universe, and it came to be.
But I thought you said, was that a record breaker?
98 was the record, so we tied
so it had
the
to be 99.
Yeah, we tied the record.
You said we were going to break the record.
Well, brought to you by Energy Efficiency is good for business. Boost your bottom line with savings and cash incentives from Rocky Mountain Power. Upgrade cooling systems, lighting, and other electrical equipment.
You have to watch her. Keep your eye on her.
Get started at whatsmart.com. A little bit of traffic. We have a crash, 12th Street, Canyon Road in Ogden. This is, if you're on the east side of Ogden, you'll be dealing with that one. Crash eastbound 78 South Redwood Road in West Jordan. Looks like that's about it this morning. If you see something, you can text it to us, 33986.
877-602-9696 is the number to call for the X-Poll. And the question is simply, when did you first encounter the Radio from Hell show? What did you hear? And what about what you heard made you say, hey, maybe I'll listen to that again? Our intern and helper, Big Daddy Rat Fink Davis.
I love that nickname. I love it.
Is here, and he wants to tell, what is it that, when did you first encounter the show?
I first started listening to you guys actually back in high school. I had
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Actually, it was 2017. So yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years.
3 years ago.
Okay.
That's right. I started listening to you guys back in high school. I had a lot of AP tests that I would take in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a religious affiliated class that I signed up for.
Catechism?
Yeah,
sure.
I actually ended up skipping that morning class every day to go listen to you guys.
Why? What about it?
So I could listen to you guys and study for tests in the morning.
No, but I mean, what about the show? I try to be specific, Nick. What about the show made you go back and listen to it again and again?
You guys are funny.
Okay, thanks. That's all I need to know. All right.
Now you know we're not just funny, we're rude, too.
Yeah.
877-602-9696. That's just, it wasn't one thing that you clicked.
Nah, you guys...
Like here, let me give you an example.
Here's some examples.
Yeah, I found the show in 93 and 94. Utah Word of the Day is what got me hooked. I've been listening ever since. Love you guys.
Let's see. Liz Lucas, been listening so long, I can't say. Back then, I was on phenobarbital for childhood seizures.
Well, that's what it is.
was just Carrie and Bill, but even then, I knew you were my peeps.
Things That Must Go pulled me in. I thought it was a great segment. I kept coming back till I realized it was only on Wednesdays, but I decided to keep listening because I tolerate your voices and you have plenty of stories.
I tolerate your voices. Yeah.
Doug says, I used to listen to Daddy Tom every morning on Call
Oh.
Radio 910. When he stopped doing his show, I started listening to yours religiously. I had heard your show before many times, but it wasn't until that time that I became a regular listener.
You know, that's what got me listening to this show, too, is I used to listen to Tom Barbera.
Daddy Tom?
Persian Steve, I started listening back in the 7th grade in 06. I believe you guys made me a surrounded Utah County Dem.
877-602-9696. I keep listening because the word hell is in the title.
That's all
The
it
girl's
takes?
like a bad boy.
Well, it's because of that word that we can't get advertising on buses.
That's right.
You know. Found you guys through podcast. It was with weeks of you within weeks of you starting the podcast. Never lived in Utah, saw Radio from Hell, and thought I'd give it a try. That's Kimmy from Wisconsin. Let's go to Emilio. Hello, Emilio.
Hey, thanks for letting me listen. Good morning, guys.
You're welcome.
Morning.
So when, what, and why?
I've been listening to the show as a kid for quite some time. My parents put it on.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that got me hooked was, one, the Boehners of the day. Funny stories, loved it as a kid. And two, you guys, the moment I knew I really enjoyed you guys when Carrie and Bill were giving Gina a bunch of crap about her food choice of bread, meat, and butter.
Nothing wrong with that.
Bread, meat, and butter. All right, Emilio.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Emilio.
I still defend my bread and meat diet.
I need to read Garrett's here. Garrett says, I started listening because I wanted to win a can of Radio from Hell brand cream corn.
Yep.
We had the cream corn.
Yep.
I had to put the labels on the cream corn.
Yep.
I would spend most of my day putting labels on cream
Well, I
removing
helped.
labels
Yep.
and putting...
I helped.
Yeah.
Found you guys in 2010 and kept listening because I thought it was hilarious the way Gina gets Bill all riled up. I don't do it on purpose.
Yes. Don't tell me. Don't you tell me that. You insisted on going with that Adam Levine thing because you knew it would get me riled up.
But you keep falling for it is the part of the equation that baffles me. Let's go with Anthony. Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, go ahead.
So when, where, why, what?
I was in high school. I had a little Walkman that had a radio on it, so I'd be in high school in art, and they let us listen to music. And I just liked you guys because it was different. It wasn't hacky. You guys didn't do those stunts that they do on other stations.
Yeah, like Vicky and the Angel. Yeah, so do those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was 2003.
All right.
However long that.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Let's see. I started listening back in '88 or so, KJQ days. I won movie tickets to a crappy movie at the Newgate Mall.
My first encounter, my older brother used to listen to you in junior high, and I would tattle on him. Mom, Sam's listening to Radio from Heck again.
Radio from Heck. 877-602-9696 is the number to participate in the X poll on the phone.
I met you when you received the Pete Suazo Award at the U of U.
Oh, nice.
I was there because my friend received an award as well. I've been listening ever since.
Oh. I was forced to listen by coworkers. It's Stockholm Syndrome now.
While this X poll continues, if you insist, 877-602-9696. I'd like more of the, I met you at the Pete Suazo,
Yeah.
or I saw, there was an event or something, or
Yeah, any of the event ones are good.
something like that.
And if you can remember something specific,
yeah,
the guy who started this, he sent an email saying, I heard you guys talking to Gina about if a guy shakes it more than 3 times in the restroom, he's just playing with himself.
I never knew that.
And we were explaining that to Gina, and he said, I think I'll keep listening to this show.
All right, so that is the X poll.
Let me do a wee bit of traffic. Multi-vehicle crash southbound 15 at the I-215 North interchange on the right shoulder. There's debris scattered all across lanes of travel, so that will slow things down considerably. I had some traffic, but so many of you are texting in for the X poll, I think it's long gone. So send it to me again, 33986. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through Labor Day. And going on till October 15th. Go to snowbird.com.
Yesterday I was at I was at a business. I'll tell you, I was at a business called Total Health and Fitness, who I believe we're going to be doing some commercials for. So I'm out there talking to the folks and everything, and I get done with my business at Total Health and Fitness, which is in Draper on 123rd South, and I'm just about to leave the building where Total Health and Fitness is located.
Okay.
And a woman walks in and walks up to the desk and says to the lovely receptionist at Total Health and Fitness, "Hi, is this Total Health and Fitness?" To which the receptionist, being a nicer person than I am, said, "Why, yes, it is." And the woman said, "Oh, okay, good. I'd really like to apply for a job." Now, if it had been me as the receptionist, when she walked in and said,
"Yeah,
is this Total Health and Fitness?" And I probably would have been nice to a point and said, "Yes,
And when she said, "Oh, good, I'd like to apply for a job," I would have said, "Don't bother."
Exactly.
Because you apparently can't read the signs all over the building. You didn't read the big sign over the door before you walked in. You didn't see the sign on 123rd South, blazing across the building, Total Health and Fitness. You didn't see that anywhere. I'd just as soon you not apply for a job. Thank you. Goodbye.
You think she was being ironic? Because the signs were everywhere?
No. The receptionist did say she's way nicer than I am, but it was probably true. I don't think she was just trying to be nice. She said, "Well, we're not hiring right now." I would have just said, "Don't bother." God. Oh, shit. I'm just sitting there looking at this going, really? Really? I'm not a nice person, though.
No, you're not.
No.
Morning shows. Well, we don't know why either. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
And because we are so long running,
yeah,
we ask this X poll brought to you by.
Selling your home? Have you done everything possible to gain every dollar from that sale? Text the word money to 62687 and learn about the new Dwello Gift of Equity program. It's the X poll. How did you find the Radio from Hell show? When was the first time? Your first encounter? What kept you around? This is my favorite text of the day. I'm an old metal guy who used to listen to another station. When I found out that the mistress went to another station, I followed her.
That's you.
Yeah. I followed her to the new gig. I hated the music, hated the new Gina, hated Bill always yelling. I have no idea why I kept listening, but I've done so every day since.
What an idiot! 877-602-9696. The X poll. Why, where? Why'd you start listening? When did you start listening? And what kept you coming back?
Travis the Pieman. I started listening back in '89 because of the music, but I was hooked when I met you in person. My friends Nita and Gus were the ladies who showed up in bikinis and won Faith No More concert in their backyard.
It's the contest that Gina came in second in.
I had a great time listening to the band and talking with you, but I didn't know I was there at the beginning of Gina's involvement with the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was like a seminal moment.
I didn't know Travis was there.
Yeah. All right. Mike. Hello, Mike.
Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
So I got out of the Navy in like '94,
Mhm.
and I started picking it up, and I really liked Bill's opinion, and Claire. He's a good speaker, and then I met Gina at an event one time. I think it was like a blood drive.
Mm-hmm.
And she was way cool. She talked to me for like about 20 minutes, and I'm sure I asked her a question she probably gets asked, many questions. She gets asked all the time, but she was way cool.
She helped you get your land legs back, didn't she?
I gave you a cookie and some juice.
Yeah, I was kind of lightheaded, so maybe it's just a dream.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I've been hooked on you guys ever since. I love Boehner of the Day. Well, who doesn't love a Boehner every day?
Well, who wouldn't? Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of been hooked ever since.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
That's related because he said blood drive, and I think that was during 9/11. And somebody says, I started listening to you on 9/11. No other morning show was giving me the information I wanted. You were being real with us, and I've been a devoted listener ever since.
Let's see. I started listening when you put my aunt up as Boner of the Month.
Really?
That was back when we did Boner of the Month. Got to be too much work, so we stopped. Let's see. Let's go to Katie. Hi, Katie.
Katie.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hi.
So mine comes with just a tiny bit of backstory. So my aunt used to listen to you all the time, and that was around in high school. And my opinion was just they're too mean.
Uh-huh.
They're too political.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to hear it.
Right.
So I dedicated too many of my years listening to a top 40 radio station morning show.
Uh-huh.
Years that I'll never get back.
Well, but I thought so far you sound like a sensible person.
I came around finally, better late than never. And then my coworker listened to you. Katie, you got to listen to them. No, they're too mean. Then during, I believe it was 2013, when you guys stayed on the line for the gay marriage legislative, you guys parked outside and you said, we're staying here until the verdict has been given in that. And that was just amazing to me because it's something that's really important to me, friends and ally of all of our LGBTQ community. And that's what got me hooked on you guys. And, now I think your meanness is kind of funny. So maybe just become cynical in older age.
Well,
we don't care why, as long as you're still here.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
So thanks, guys.
Yep,
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Here's one. 1994, I was 14. I just moved to Salt Lake. Q99 had just turned into Rock 99, so I had to find something else.
What else are you going to do?
I don't know.
I started listening to KJQ way back. Let's not talk about how long ago. I love the music. I first met Carrie and Bill at the 49th Street Galleria.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We were probably playing laser tag.
I bet so.
Oh, I think we were DJing in the roller rink.
Might have been, yeah.
I remember I did that a couple of times.
Yeah, I did.
This is Angel from the Rival Morning Show.
Oh.
My wife Vicky introduced me to RFH in 2005. She'd been listening since KJQ.
Well, you guys, you're not going to get any R ratings. I'm telling you that.
started
I took care of Artie at daycare. Someone that took care
nice.
of Artie. Nice.
Thank you. I started listening to you in 97-ish. I was in junior high, and I wanted to start being more mature. I was listening to the Z Morning Zoo and realized you were more mature. No music and just talking. So I've listened ever since then. Because I wanted to be mature.
Yeah, we teach people to smoke a lot, too.
Yeah, that's our new, someone suggests our new slogan, too mean, too political. We should have that on T-shirts or something. I like that. I actually like that.
Yeah, I do, too.
Derek. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Go ahead.
Good morning, lords and ladies. Thanks for letting me
Hi.
listen.
Thank you.
Back in the summer of 2009, I won a pair of free tickets to Hawthorne Heights, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really got me free stuff, of course. You got me hooked on that.
Free
So
stuff.
we got you with free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually the summer I ended up winning 9 to 10 pairs of tickets from your radio station.
Yeah, you couldn't do that anymore. Now you have to wait 30 days.
Well, by the way, Derek, you are on a list, and you're never allowed to win anything again.
Our attorneys.
Oh, come on. John Smith loves giving me stuff.
Our attorneys will be in touch.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek.
Thank you. Let's see. Started listening to you in 08 when John Smith's brother was taken off the air at the other station. I started listening during Bill's news broadcast, and my first thought was Bill was awfully dry.
Dry.
But he's been here ever since.
My husband always left the radio on in the car in the morning. This will make our consultant happy because they hope this is what happens. My husband always left the radio on in the car in the mornings after he got home from his graveyard shift. So I just kind of left it on the station and kept listening, and now I'm stuck.
Sorry.
Here's the one instance in my entire radio career that I've seen that bumper stickers work. I was new to Salt Lake about 3 years ago, saw a window decal. Started listening, introduced the voter of the day.
That's the first time I've ever heard.
In all my years,
yeah.
I have never heard anyone say, I saw the bumper sticker and started listening. We spend so much money on those,
Here's
and I
another
just
one.
don't think that we should.
I kept seeing ads for Radio from Hell in City Weekly.
Oh.
I was with you through 9/11, and it got me hooked.
Let's go to the phones there.
Yeah, let's take, this is Jim. Hello, Jim.
What's up, Jim? Jim? I think your phone
Hello?
is... Yes,
Jim,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, here.
Jim, do you know how to work a phone?
Jim.
Is this your first phone?
Is this the phone we gave you?
He's so
must be
excited.
cutting out.
He's so excited. It's his first phone. He doesn't know.
Sorry,
doesn't know
Jim.
what
I
to
guess
do.
your phone is dropping out.
Let's go to Zane. Hello, Zane.
Zane, what's up? What's the first thing you ever heard?
Hey, guys. I started listening to you guys in August of 1996.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to Chunga, actually.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And,
You wrote this down in your diary, didn't you, Zane? I can tell.
And then I switched over to you guys, and you guys said that space odors were coming on.
Okay.
And so I was like, what the hell was that? And I was like, all right, cool. And I laughed, and then I stayed with you guys.
You've been laughing ever since, haven't you?
Haven't stopped laughing.
I sure have.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zane.
See ya.
All right.
His sides hurt.
Let's see.
His knee has been slapped so many times.
I moved to Utah in 92. I was 11 years old. Found your show while scrolling through the new stations. Kept listening because my mom told me she didn't want me to listen.
Yeah, well, that's a good
Excellent.
reason.
It worked.
Yep.
Let's see. I remember stumbling across Radio from Hell in the late 90s in high school. I heard Carrie talking about porn, sex, alcoholic geek culture, and I was comforted. Finding out I wasn't the only one with these types of interests. Growing up in Provo, Mormon background, there was a lot of shame with that kind of stuff. I've been listening ever since.
Got hooked with your Red as Hell Ale. Our beer got somebody in. I wish you'd bring it back.
Well,
so do I.
Not up to us.
It's not up to us. It's out of our hands completely. Let's take one more. This is Christian. Hello, Christian.
Hello, lords and lady. It's Christian again.
Yes, Christian again.
Thank you for letting me listen. I
You're
just
welcome.
figure I've called in enough that I could be Christian again now.
All right.
Okay.
So I've been listening since 1997. Was recommended by my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Switched over from another local crappy radio station. And I remember meeting you guys that fall at the Big Ass Show. I had to tell my mom that it was the Bash,
Mm-hmm.
so that I didn't get in trouble for going to a dirty concert.
A show that had the word ass in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, no.
That's terrible in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember meeting you guys, and I remember thinking Gina was super hot.
This
And,
was a long
Bill,
time ago.
Pre-babies?
20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I remember, Bill, you and Carrie were just the coolest guys in the world. I admit that up to that point.
Still
And
are.
You're probably still up there.
Yeah, we're still the coolest guys you've ever met.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't we? Come on.
I mean, I've only met a few other people, but yeah.
Who else do you think
Still
is
up there.
cool that you've met? Come on, really.
I
See, you can't think of one, can you?
I can't think of anybody.
That's
yeah.
right.
You're putting me on the spot.
So there you go.
You're definitely there.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. We are the coolest guys you have ever met.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen. I don't care what you think. I'm too cool for that.
Thanks, Christian.
Thanks, Christian. We appreciate it.
Now, I don't know if people remember this or not, but I met my wife at a station event.
I remember.
And what I liked about her was that she was not a listener.
She was dragged there by a friend.
She was dragged there by a friend, and so she texts me and says, I met you at Einstein's Bagels at a live broadcast for Family Feud. Decided I might be able to figure out if you were a decent guy by listening. Still listening to figure that out.
That's your wife.
That's my wife has a similar story.
Yeah.
So her sister knew us because her sister was in the radio business. My wife's sister, and her sister said, I've met Carrie and Bill a few times, and they're really pretty. Well, they're cool guys. They're nice guys. And she said, well, I started listening, and she said, I liked Bill, my voice. So I liked your voice on the radio, so I kept listening, and then I decided I had to meet you. And then
the rest is history.
And we've been married 20 years.
And we've got several of them. My mom said that I can't listen. Yeah. And so naturally I started listening.
That's really good.
I saw Bill in Plan B's theater production of Alice in Wonderland. Was intrigued.
Well, that wasn't that long ago.
I started listening to you guys in junior high. You're one of the few radio stations that came across my bedroom in Tooele County.
Oh, so we were your only option?
I stuck around because I enjoy hearing your perspective that I don't always get in my Molly Mormon bubble. I feel like you guys understand me.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a whole bunch. There's just a ton of these.
We should put that up on our Facebook page, Richie, and people can share stuff there.
I wish we had more time. There's just so much.
Yeah.
I need to get to some traffic
Yes.
quickly. We're way behind. Traffic at a crawl, I-15 southbound between Willard Bay and Far West due to construction, reducing the freeway to one right lane. Emergency crews are on the scene of a crash southbound 15 at I-215 in North Salt Lake. I saw a couple of friends of the program sending that one in. Right lane and shoulder are blocked, backing toward Bountiful. This is brought to you by get 2 season passes to Solitude Mountain Resort with your qualifying new Chevy purchase at Riverton Chevrolet, your home for big savings, small prices, rivertonchevy.com.
When you get tired of listening to the Radio from Hell show, you want to take a break? Why don't you go on up to Snowbird?
Yes.
Because I don't think our reception is really good up there.
It's not.
No, you go up there for a getaway. It's close, but you feel like you're somewhere completely different.
Really do.
The air is clean and crisp, and you should go up there for Labor Day weekend. Stay for a couple nights.
Oktoberfest, of course, in full swing, and that goes every Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day, which is Monday. This coming Monday, until October 15th, noon to 6:30. Oktoberfest with beer and local beer and national beers, classic German food, and the chicken dance if you want to do that. Also, if you outdoor activities, the rides that they have at Snowbird. They have a mountain coaster.
Yeah.
They have an alpine slide, all kinds of stuff. You can buy an all-day activities pass online at snowbird.com for the very best price you'll find, and the earlier you buy, the greater the discount on that. So it's a Snowbird. Great place to go in the summer and for skiing. Season passes are on sale now, too, so go to snowbird.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-
I had a bizarre experience yesterday.
What?
So I ordered. So I don't order a lot of stuff from Amazon, but my gosh, it's really convenient. You know,
I was going to say, why not?
I mean, I don't know why I don't do it more, but it's
because it hurts local businesses.
Yeah, I'd rather shop.
That's
locally,
the reason you shouldn't.
I'd rather shop locally, but there were every once in a while there's a specialty item I can't find, or I can't find. Maybe it's a pair of some clothing I can't find the right size or whatever. So anyway, I ordered this item. It doesn't matter what it was from Amazon. It was $10, and it was free shipping because I'd have Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the way they track the packages, man, it's really slick. I mean, they say, okay, the package is left here, and now it's here, and now it's here, and then they say the package has been delivered to your house. It's on your front porch, and it was there at 3:15.
Yeah.
So when it said that, I went out and there was no package, and I'm looking around. I go, "There's no package anywhere." But clearly it said 3:15. So I got a hold of Amazon, and they said, "Well," I said, "maybe it just got delivered. It must have just gotten delivered somewhere else." And they said, "Well, we'll just refund your money." And I said, "Well, I don't know. Should I wait a day or two?" "Well, you could, but we'll just refund your money, and we'll give you a $5 credit for your trouble." And I said, "Okay, thanks." And then I thought, I'm not going to order that thing again anyway. I'll go try and find it somewhere else. So yesterday, the woman next door comes over and says, "Here, this was delivered to my house." Now, Amazon has already said they're going to credit my account for $10. So she comes over and says, "Here, this package was delivered here accidentally. It's for you. It's the missing item." So my decision then is, do I keep it and steal $10 from Amazon? Or no, I don't. So
now you're on record.
Right. Well,
this is the radio bill?
No. This is So I say to myself, no, of course I don't. And I called them. It was such a hassle to get them to take $10 back from me. I was on the phone for a half an hour. It's like they couldn't figure out how to do it practically.
Nobody's ever called to give us money back.
I said, I just don't want to cheat you out of this $10. Okay. It's like
we're not used to people.
It's just $10.
Doing the right thing.
I mean, I was on hold for 20 minutes while this woman tried to figure out how to. She wasn't quite. So either she was inept or it just doesn't happen. I don't know. But what a hassle to get to give them back their $10. And I hope I still get my $5 credit.
I'm sure you will.
I hope.
As dawn comes out of the east and spreads down the quiet streets.
Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
So I assume it was some form of political correctness that made them take down all the statues of Hitler in Germany, right? Some kind of political correctness like we're experiencing here.
All right. Time now for round one of the Boehner voting for Boehner of the Day. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boehner means mistake, of course. And you decide which one of these 3 candidates is worthy, which one should go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day. 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky Boehner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boehner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's Boehner candidate number 1. You know what the word diversity is code for, don't you?
No.
Flyers at Weber State University in Ogden saying diversity is a code word for white people, white genocide.
It's you can see this x96.com/live. Dylan's put up a copy of it.
Diversity is code for white genocide, and urging students to join the self-described alt-right. Appeared at Weber State University on the first day of classes. Around the same time, the papers went up on campus. Other posters advertising a screening of the Ava DuVernay documentary From Slave to Criminal with one amendment were removed. So they took down those posters advertising that documentary. The screening is hosted by the Young Democrats of Utah, which believes that the incidents are linked and is very troubled to hear that this movement had made its way to the Weber State University, according to Lorcan Murphy, president of the group. The white nationalist flyers were torn down by the time administrators learned about them, the university said, but the school would have taken them down if it had had the chance. The administrators said, we would have taken them down, but students
took them down. Good for you.
Outside groups that aren't sanctioned by the school need prior approval to post signs, said Chief Diversity Officer Adrian Gillespie Andrews, and nobody is allowed to post on glass doors or over existing university notices where the flyers appeared. So not only were they racist, they put them over some other posters.
They were racist and rude.
Yeah. So Boehner candidate number 1. Well, you know what the word diversity is code for, don't you? Boehner candidate number 2, and, he had a lot more room up there. A Florida man is, it's always a Florida man, isn't it? A Florida man named Patreon Stokes is accused of stuffing $1,000 into his rectum in a sorry attempt to hide the cash from cops, according to the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The 26-year-old man was pulled over by authorities for speeding early Saturday. The deputy who pulled over Mr. Stokes smelled marijuana coming from inside the car. Search was carried out. Cops found 197 grams of methamphetamine, rock cocaine, and 4 grams of heroin. A small scale, a small amount of marijuana, and a large amount of money.
Was he arrested without his shirt on? Because his mugshot, he looks like he doesn't have a shirt on.
I think so. Mr. Stokes had a 7-month-old child in the car at the time. However, when deputies later showed up to collect the money that Mr. Stokes had on him, they discovered that the cash was gone. Mr. Stokes said, somebody already came by and got it.
Oh, well.
That's when deputies noticed
somebody came by and got it.
A couple of $20 bills spilling out of his buttocks. The Marion County Sheriff's Office then briefly explained what happened next in an amusing Facebook post after after a necessary but undesirable process for everyone involved. MCSO detention deputies located $1,090 in U.S. currency hidden in Mr. Stokes' rectum.
What denomination of bills are they? All 20s? Are they?
Just,
a few.
They're fives.
A few Benjamins in there.
Again, it really doesn't matter because, as the title of this boner candidate tells you, well, he had a lot more room up there.
Hoping there were a couple Benjamins in there.
Boner candidate number 2, and he had a lot more room up there. Right. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. The next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses.
All right. I'm glad you found that story. That's funny. Boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, open for breakfast at 8 a.m. Real New York bagels, corned beef hash, Taylor ham, fried egg sandwiches, bagel beignets, biscuits, and gravy. All sounds very good. Feldman's Deli, done right.
Follow-up story for you, Gina. The neighbor of a pregnant woman found dead.
Yes.
Has confessed now to taking advantage of her to get the baby after initially claiming that this deceased woman gave her the newborn. Brooke Cruz and her boyfriend William Hone were charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Savannah Graywind, who was 8 months pregnant. Ms. Graywind, only 22 years old, reported missing when she didn't return from Cruz's apartment in North Fargo, North Dakota. Her parents have said that she visited the neighbor for a dress fitting and then stopped answering her phone, which you don't normally do if you've just gone over to the neighbor's for a dress fitting. 8 days after she went missing, her body was found wrapped in plastic and duct tape in the Red River. Police have not released details about the body.
The baby's alive.
Yeah,
the baby's...
Savannah was a victim of a cruel and vicious act of depravity. Apparently, the baby was 2 days old when they found the baby, and then it was later that they found this young woman's body. They've confessed that they tried to get the newborn from Graywind, but again, they're still not saying, was the baby born naturally or was it removed from the woman?
I'm betting removed.
Well, yeah, so... let's see, up to 30,000 Texans could end up in shelter because of Hurricane Harvey. Early Monday, with little warning, the Army Corps of Engineers began releasing water out of the Addicks and Baker reservoirs, and they're doing that to keep the dams from overflowing or breaking. The additional water flooded neighborhoods, and one woman, Desiree Lacarent, was forced to flee with her 2 oldest children and a pair of dogs to a makeshift shelter in Cinco Ranch High School. On Monday, Ms. Laura Sente was thinking about what she'd left behind when she and her 2 boys left the shelter quickly because she said, I'm just thinking about all the things that I've worked so hard to, provide for my family, and we've left them all at the house. And so they tried to make it back to the house and were not able to because the streets were all flooded. And this is just one story of many. 30,000 Texans are probably taking shelter because they've been forced to move out of their homes. And, people are saying, well, why didn't they evacuate the city? It's too big. It's too big.
Millions of people.
And the last time they tried to evacuate, or they did evacuate, it was
like 100 people got killed.
Yeah, there were because of traffic accidents,
Yeah.
and people got nowhere. They ended up being stuck in traffic,
Stuck on highways.
And now people are saying, well, I would leave, but there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So.
And then there are those who just couldn't afford to leave. They didn't have the money or a vehicle.
Police are looking for the people they say fired gunshots at 2 groups of rock climbers in Little Cottonwood Canyon on Monday. The shots were fired at 6 p.m. by an unknown person or persons. None of the climbers was injured. Police did find shell casings at the scene, so it's unlikely that they were making this up. About 400 to 500 feet from the climbers, they found the shell casings. Climbers at the scene told police they could hear the bullets whizzing past them and hitting the rocks around them. The climbers were in the canyon, rock climbing on faces near 6300 East. Police said there was a group of people who left the area in a green sedan, but they aren't sure if they were the ones who fired the gunshot, but somebody did see a green car with a bunch of people in it.
He hates those rocks.
Pulling away from them. By the way, there's another Hurricane Harvey story I wanted to do. You'll like this one, Gina. As if the catastrophic floods are not enough, people are now reporting large colonies of fire ants floating in the water.
Is this real?
I saw pictures.
Yeah. These fire ants
Like
appear...
what, on logs or something?
No,
they're in a clump of ants
Did
together.
you see Ant-Man? They clump together and they can float.
The fire ants appear to have an outrageous survival mechanism. It's kind of unsettling. I think we did have a picture, if Dylan could put that up.
Show it again, Dylan.
X96.com, yeah. Leave those pictures up for a little bit.
Yeah, x96.com/live, Dylan.
I turn around to see them as I'm doing the story, and they're already gone. Houston Chronicle reported Mike...
Oh, we never had... They didn't
we didn't have one?
No.
Okay.
Mike Hexenbaugh tweeted a video of the red ants, infamous for their painful bites, on Sunday, and said that they use the bodies of dead ants as a raft. Apparently, fire ants already have a slight resistance to water on their own, but nothing so strong as when they work together. Colonies will link together to be able to stay afloat, even in the severe flooding that Texas is experiencing. It says here that floating fire ants aren't a particularly new phenomenon.
No.
Geez, I just found...
Yeah, but it's pretty horrifying nonetheless.
You need to see Ant-Man. That's how
pivotal?
It's pivotal. It's how they break in through the water pipes. He like floats. He's like surfing on a pile of ants, and then they form a bridge to get him up into a thing.
Everything in Carrie's life, everything in Carrie's life, he gets from movies and comic books
and
TV.
That's how I learned.
Yeah. So even science.
Science.
Utah women.
Yes.
Have what? I'm not speaking to you.
I'm a Utah woman.
Well,
you're an average woman.
Utah women have once again ranked last in a national survey measuring gender equality. This is Salt Lake Tribune editorial today. But such rankings are probably why Utah has not been really the best managed state as claimed in quite a while, being the worst state in the nation for working women. The Wallet Hub study looked at gender representation in leadership roles, salary inequity, and unemployment rates. In the workplace environment ratings, Utah came in at number 43 among the states. In the political empowerment ranking, Utah came in number 40. In the education and health ranking, dead last. See, if you had finished your college degree, maybe, Gina, we wouldn't
that would be the one thing that...
Now, women are underrepresented in city councils, executive positions. Income disparity between men and women in Utah is the worst in the nation. And women are underrepresented on Utah boards and commissions. So 60% of Utah's women work. And that's shocking to when you think of that big a percentage is working, and they're underpaid.
I would have thought it was lower than that.
Yeah.
Well, it starts from the top down. I'm looking at you, Utah legislature.
Yeah.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Floyd Mayweather.
I've heard of him.
Flashing his $100 million check in the locker room after.
Was it a big novelty check?
No, it was just like a regular sized check.
Here, Floyd, let me write you a check.
Yeah, just then do you endorse that and just drive through the bank and
if you're Floyd Mayweather.
And Showtime is in trouble because a lot of people paid their $100 to see the fight and then they didn't see the fight.
Oh, really?
They had streaming issues. They had either they weren't getting it at all or it was like kind of stuttery in and out.
My guess is they'll refund the money.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's sports. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com. Weather will be warm again today, 97 for a high. And lots of friends of the program saying there is something going on southbound I-15 at Hillfield Road in Layton. It's bad. Traffic totally stopped. Haven't moved for about 5 minutes. Somebody says it's a
semi gone sideways.
Yeah. Lots of friends of the program are stuck there. That hasn't even showed up at my UDOT website yet. So thank you for letting us know about that. If you see anything, you can text it to us just like they did, 33986.
All right, here's Boehner candidate number 3. Sorry,
Are you pouring Mill Creek coffee?
Yeah, I have my little thermos full of Mill Creek coffee here. I bring it from home, and because I don't like the pods. You know, we have pods here.
You like Mill Creek coffee?
Yeah, I like the Mill Creek coffee, and here it is. Here's Boehner candidate number 3. The next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses. This is, I almost don't believe this story, but here it is.
I wasn't sure either.
A health professional in California has reported cases where eclipse viewers have sought medical treatment because they put sunscreen on their eyeballs to view
This did not
last
happen.
week's solar eclipse.
This did not happen.
I think so. KRC-TV reported that these individuals applied the sunscreen because they didn't have the eclipse glasses. One of my colleagues at Moonlight here stated yesterday that they had patients presenting at their clinic that had put, like spray sunscreen on their eyeballs and presented that they were also having pain and that they were referred to an ophthalmologist, said Trish Patterson, a nurse at Prestige Urgent Care in Redding, California. The Sun also reported that doctors in Virginia have reported incidents of people complaining of applying sunscreen to their eyes. The nurse said it only takes a few seconds of staring directly at the sun to cause lasting damage to the retina. Never mind the irritation of spraying sunscreen in your eyes. Boehner candidate number 3, the next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses.
I want to believe it. I really do. I think it happened. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
So Boehner candidate number 1 was, you know what the word diversity is code for, don't ya? That's according to some white supremacist posters that were put up at Weber State University by a person or persons unknown. The posters actually said diversity is a code word for white genocide. Boehner candidate number 2, and he had a lot more room up there. It's a guy who was charged with stuffing over $1,000 into his rectum to try and hide it from the police. And Boehner candidate number 3, the next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses.
All right, let's vote. It's time for you to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserve to go forward to the Boehner Dome for Boehner Fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day? 1, 2, or 3. You decide. Put the number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text and text that to 33986. Call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Vote that way. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 1, August 29th. And if you don't see that box, refresh. That's you can vote online. Yes. 300 seconds, Round 1, Boehner voting. Let's go.
Give me something. After Radio from Hell.
Is it chilly weather yet?
I think
you want to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but it's
going to be like almost 90 today.
Some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them. And my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is
Here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah, I just
Boom. There you go.
I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if
Joe,
it's good chili,
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
But that's
having
mainly because he has.
stew in-
That's mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure
Stew
you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
You don't ever
and
do
we
it in the
only do
summer.
that when it starts to get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's
Okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I'm going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had
Grilled
that a few
cheese
weeks
and-
ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
So you made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda,
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good
You
bowl
break
of
the
chili.
rules there,
Anytime.
Fred.
Stu, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt tied down
you're
by.
pushing back.
That's it,
Push
baby.
back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank
Don't
you.
chain
Thank
me
you.
down with your manners.
Exactly.
Radio from Hell with Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
All right, 7:48. Time to award round one of the Boehner voting.
And round one of Boehner voting is brought to you in part by artichokes that I cooked so long they turned to mush.
Did you eat them?
No.
Yeah, you don't.
I tried to eat them a little bit, but that was kind of, it was like eating artichoke jelly.
Blah. Blah. And Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
So Boehner candidate number one was, you know what the word diversity means, don't you? Means white genocide. That's people hanging racist posters or signs up at Weber State University. Person or persons unknown. Boehner candidate number two, and he had a lot more room up there. There's a guy who shoved over $1,000 up his butt to hide it from the police. And Boehner candidate number three, the next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses. People who apparently sprayed sunscreen on their eyeballs to look at the eclipse. Amanda Winder won the Boehner T-shirt, and the winner, lots of voting.
All three good candidates.
Yeah, I can't predict.
Hundreds of votes for each one, but the winner, number three, the next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses.
I went to our eye doctor right after the eclipse, the day after, and Carrie, you predicted it. Sure enough, had people in there that
I'm guaranteed.
And I said, what do you do? And he said, you can't do that.
There's nothing you can
permanently. All those stories about you permanently damaging your eyes, you've permanently damaged your eyes.
That candidate moves forward to Boehner fight at 9:25. It might be the Boehner of the day. Sister Dottie is coming in, and she needs your phone call. So start thinking about what you want to talk with Sister Dottie about regarding
how we can unite.
How can we find peace, love, and understanding?
Common ground.
There's been a lot of division lately.
So think about that.
I didn't know that.
877-602-9696.
So, people love lists, as we have determined. And
lists.
You know what they also love is quizzes.
Quizzes are fun, too.
And this is a list that I can turn into a quiz.
That sounds like too much.
No, it's... Well, Gina, again, for you, it may be a little hard to wrap your brain around it, but
I'll try.
Okay? So I came across this, and I just saw this phrase, and it's the phrase was, bitch the pot. It's a Victorian, an old Victorian phrase, and it simply means pour the tea.
Pour the tea.
Yeah.
Bitch
So
the pot means pour the tea.
I need some more tea. Would you bitch the pot, please?
No.
Pour the tea. And so this is a list of 24 Victorian slang terms that I'm going to suggest, and the writer of this suggests, that we ought to try to make some of these come back.
Okay.
And so rather than just give them to you, though, it might be interesting for you to
guess?
Figure out what this one is.
Let's try.
All right. If you say, tight as a boiled owl, what do you think that means?
Drunk.
You don't.
Carrie's
really?
right. Carrie's right. It means you're drunk. I don't remember anything about last night. I got tight as a boiled owl.
Okay.
How about quail pipe?
Quail.
What is a quail pipe?
Quail pipe.
It's a woman's tongue.
Oh.
Now, why? I don't know.
Ugh.
That's the one thing I don't like about this list.
It doesn't explain
they
why.
don't, and there probably are explanations for all of these.
Now I have to.
Tallywags. What do you think tallywags are?
I don't think we can say that on the radio.
Yeah, we can. Oh. Tallywags.
That one I don't know.
It's your testicles.
Like I said, I don't think.
I was thinking.
Can you? Oh, we can't say testicles on the radio now for some reason?
Because it's close to tallywhacker, so I thought tallywags.
Well, it's your tallywhacker and then your tallywags.
I was thinking, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
What's a dirty puzzle?
A dirty puzzle.
I love
Again,
these.
I don't think.
I'm afraid.
Yes, you can.
Either.
Yes, of course you can.
What?
It's a promiscuous woman.
Dirty puzzle.
Mm-hmm. I went out with her, but she's a dirty puzzle.
Okay, so far only boiled owl is the one that
That's the one you like so far.
And I don't know how you got that one.
I think we should pick one.
Tight as a boiled owl.
I think we should pick one and try and popularize
it.
Okay. Cupid's kettle drums.
Cupid's kettle drums. Yes.
Gina got it.
All right.
Your boobs. Also, other Victorian terms for boobs: breasts, bubbies, or coconut, coker nuts.
Okay.
Coker nuts. Neck oil. What's neck oil?
Neck oil?
I don't know. Again, it's beer.
Beer is neck oil.
Yeah, you never would get that.
Oh.
Dash my wig.
Well,
it's just an exclamation.
Yeah.
Well, dash my wig.
Dash my wig. Maybe we should try that one.
Yeah.
A tater trap. What's your tater trap?
Your mouth.
Yeah, it is.
Your tater trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tater meaning potato. Tot hunting.
What hunting?
Tot.
T-O-T?
Tot hunting.
You're pregnant.
You're watching the children.
You're going out hunting for women. Says, I'm married now. My tot hunting days are over.
Tot hunting. Okay.
Let's see. How about bit of jam? A bit of jam.
Well, it's like
Are
being
you in trouble?
In trouble?
No. I'll use it in a sentence.
All right.
Kate Upton is a proper bit of jam.
Oh,
She's
okay.
a squishy girl?
An attractive woman.
An attractive woman.
Okay.
A pretty woman. A bit of jam. Cackle tub. You'll never get it. It's the pulpit in a church. It's called the cackle tub.
The cackle tub.
Yes,
all right.
Shoot into the brown.
You can't say that on
Yes, you
radio.
can. Yes, you can. Shoot into the brown.
No, I'm not guessing.
It means to fail, because if you're shooting at a target, the rings are white and gray, but if you miss, you're shooting into the dirt.
Okay.
You're shooting into the brown.
Okay.
Then let's see, inexpressibles. You won't get this one. It's your trousers.
Yeah, I spilled it all over my inexpressibles.
Carrie, I want you to bring that one back.
I was out tot hunting and I spilled something on my inexpressibles.
I can see your dirty pillows.
Quickly, gas pipes are tight trousers. To tickle one's innards is to have a drink.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. Giggle mug is a smiling face.
Okay.
Just wipe that off your giggle mug, will you?
Okay.
Mutton shunter. It's a policeman, because they used to wear the big mutton chop.
Oh, okay.
And let's see, we're almost to the end. Beer and Skittles, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
It's having a good time. Bags of mystery.
Going back to breasts.
No.
No?
Sausages.
Sausages, because you don't know what's in the sausage.
You don't know what's in them.
Stuffed into a skin, so it's...
Your crinkum, Gina, you have one of these. You have a crinkum crankum. You have a crinkum crankum.
I don't know.
It's your lady part. It's your crinkum crankum.
All right.
Boy, I just don't even.
Okay.
So those are the ones. So tight as an owl, is that?
Tight as a boiled owl.
Tight as a boiled owl.
I'm going to go home tonight and get tight as a boiled owl.
Okay, let's try and bring that one
Okay.
back. See if we can popularize it.
There we go. Rollover crash southbound 15 approaching Layton Parkway. 3 right lanes are closed. Traffic is stopped and back to Antelope Drive in Layton, and lots of friends of the program are stuck in that issue. Accident before Beck Street exit, southbound 15 right shoulder, causing bad backups. A couple of friends of the program telling me about that one as well, and they did that by texting it to us, 33986. We're looking for phone calls for Sister Dottie.
I was just going to say, I just tweeted that entire list at RFH Bill. So if you want to go back through and look at
Calls for Sister Dottie, 877-602-9696. We're looking for things have been bad. How do we make them better? How do we get along? Why can't we all just get along?
So would you suppose that Victorians had any? No?
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't suppose that at all.
Did they have problems with getting along? Call Sister Dottie, 877-602-9696.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present Pepper.
I was thinking today how much just this moment of one of our interns, the organized intern, Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her.
For what?
as my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what? Do you have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
Yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. It would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it. See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to be on the receiving end of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah,
things like that.
You would end up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here. But speaking as someone who has an assistant,
what do you need an assistant for?
Here we go. I feel bad having her do things.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her?
I do.
Then don't feel bad.
That
unless she's the sort of person who goes, okay, I'll get right on that.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, if it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right. Chief? As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
How do you find that?
That's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah.
Because my assistant, Nicole, I like her. Yeah. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need, It just... Anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her.
Yeah.
And you would.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just for fun?
Sister Dottie Dixon. She's the one the people recommend. Sister Dottie Dixon.
Brought to you by Black Velvet Boutique, locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something special and fun, located at 293 South State in Clearfield, or go to blackvelvetboutique.com.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Sister Dottie is here and would like to take your comments. And why don't you frame the question, if you would, sister?
All right, I feel like framing.
Okay.
Last week we had such a good time on the show. We had that back to school dinner picnic thing, and somebody always brings up on Facebook here or there, Sister Dottie, do a show on current events and see if there's people out there that have some ideas on what's happening, because our nation's going to hell in a handbasket. And so I thought, well, maybe we should do something a little bit serious. And for me, it all come down to hate. Why is there so much hate in the world? Seriously. And what can we all do as individuals, or united as individuals, to maybe decrease that?
877-602-9696 if you have a thought and want to dialogue with Sister Dottie. There's a text person says, I can't call in, but I have a recommendation. We just need to remember that it's okay to disagree with each other.
It absolutely is.
We disagree without
walking out of the room.
Yeah, you don't have to try to convince somebody to come to your way of thinking.
Well, unless they're wrong.
Because sometimes that's an argument that's never going to end. So
somebody should name that, Bill. That agree to disagree should have a name. And that name could spread, and people could say, oh, I know what that is.
Well, I would say tight as a boiled owl, but
that's taken.
That means drunk, so... Yeah.
Well,
so 877-602-9696.
Here's somebody else. Stop thinking differing opinions are offensive. Different ideas are a good thing. I think that's true with some things.
Well, it's kind of hard to do. I mean,
racism is not one where you can say your different ideas are a good thing. That one's a hard.
Yeah. Nor is sexism or ageism.
Yeah.
So, people would say, well, you get your back all up about abortion. And you believe that it's a woman's right to have an abortion, and I don't believe that. Well, we can both have those opinions. I mean, we can both have the opinion, but we have to say, draw the line somewhere and say, well, maybe it isn't up to you, and it's not up to me. It's up to the woman.
Yes.
Why can't we come to an agreement on that?
Very good suggestion.
Because they don't.
Because they're murdering babies.
They believe it's empirically wrong, and it's
so it's
that. So
I don't know.
So this is the hard thing, sister. Some of these are
They're
really
very hard
issues that it's hard to be able to look the other way.
Heidi is on the line. Hello, Heidi.
Heidi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hi.
I kind of feel like I shouldn't be on here now, but Dottie, I love you. I went to the Charette, I don't even know how you say it, show when you did that a couple of times.
Oh,
and I thought it was
you.
really fun. And I wish you were still doing it.
Well, we have to talk to RDT.
Okay,
right.
I did once, but
Okay.
All right.
Also, I did think of something that does relate to this topic. I went to something at the public library earlier this year, and they have something called Living Room Conversations. I don't know if you've heard of that, and there was another organization too, but it was a panel of, they had a wide range. They had a professor from UVU. They had they had
a bunch of people.
Okay. Political position.
Yeah, but what did they talk about?
Oh, so they were just talking about how, we can open up our homes, our living rooms, even invite neighbors over and just have topics of discussion and learn to talk with each other. And they had a whole range of people from different perspectives and backgrounds up there talking just to show us, look, we can talk about these things and get along and still disagree like you guys said.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those reasons that I don't defriend people on Facebook that I disagree with.
Right.
I think it's important to have them there And
With
for me,
their opinion.
yeah. I purposely leave them there. Even though I get really angry sometimes at them, I think it's good to see what other people are thinking and talking about.
Here's someone who's quoting from the sacred texts, Lord of the Rings. I found that it is the small everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay, small acts of kindness and love. Gandalf said that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's why he loved the Hobbits so much, because they were ordinary. They were just the most ordinary.
The Hobbit and
people.
whatnot, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was thinking about kind of what you guys were saying, giving people space to have their opinions and such. But I think there's a lot of people out there who have a really great worldview and they have a good idea of what it takes to create a functional society and love and kindness and all that. But I think the biggest thing that gets in the way is apathy. I think that what happens when people have great ideas, they look at it and they say, "Oh man, like it's just me," or I guess it wouldn't matter that much. I know at least for the people I associate with, that's the biggest thing that gets in their way.
You got to stop hanging around with so many apathetic people.
No, I agree with that. I think there's been a lot more apathy developed since the last election.
Well,
every time.
It is true, Dottie,
every
you're
time
right.
Donald Trump does one of his things, people just go, "Oh, how will we stop that? What can I do? Is the Congress going to step in and just knock him upside the head?" We get really worried that there's nobody checking and balancing that, and then we become apathetic.
I think it's not. It goes way before Donald Trump, though.
Yeah, it does.
We have become cynical and apathetic because. And I mean, this is part of the reason Donald Trump won the election, not because he tapped into people who felt that.
Yes.
They were cynical and apathetic and said, nothing I do matters. No matter what I try to do, nothing matters. Things don't change. Nobody's responsive to my needs or my thoughts. Well, Donald Trump was responsive to their needs and their thoughts, as black as they, black-hearted as they might have been. But he was.
You're not making me feel better, Bill.
Well, Bill, you're talking about frustration.
Yeah.
They were terribly frustrated.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's terribly frustrated in one way or another. Do you think greed has to do with it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What about jealousy? And then I'm going to touch on a hot button here. What about religion throughout history?
Mm-hmm.
Well, religion is,
Well, why do we say religion is,
Well,
because it's us versus them. A lot of religions, it comes down to us versus them. We're right, they're wrong.
My God is better than your God.
Well, so much that's happening in the Middle East, and so much that's happening in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and Lordy knows who what stand, then that's all religious based and trying to control people. Control, I think, is a huge part of hate.
I don't remember who I was talking to just this week or this past weekend. I think the person I was talking to was Muslim, and I said, so really, there is not really much difference between what you believe and what the Jewish people believe. Not much difference at all.
No,
I think it was at our mixer we might have been talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly any difference. I said, yeah, you're right. Your abs. We have the same dietary.
Yeah, halal and
we get circumcised.
thing.
All of that.
Yeah.
We got to wrap this up, but Pete is on line one. Go ahead, Pete.
Hi. Dottie, I was raised in the Mormon faith, and I got divorced and announced to my family that I'm bi.
Bisexual.
And they disowned me.
They disowned you. Okay.
Yes. How do I handle that, to rekindle that? Because I have recently got married to someone that's not of the Mormon faith.
Mm-hmm. And that's made it even more difficult for your family, huh?
Yes.
This recent marriage.
So, are you bisexual or bi-religious? I'm not.
Well, both. I'm bisexual.
Yeah. Well,
I personally feel as though you just have to exude love and forgiveness in every way you can, and prove them to be completely wrong.
Yeah, just be an exemplar, live an exemplary life, and always try to reach out to the people that are shunning you.
Yeah,
try to reach out to them, and either they'll see that or they won't. But
And just put these 4 words somewhere: fear, shame, guilt, and judgment, and put a big cross through them. And just remind yourself that you just don't want to use any of those in your interactions with these family members, but especially you don't want to use them in any interaction in your everyday life either. Love's a hard word, the opposite of hatred, love. We didn't talk about love today. That's a real hard one when you contrast it with...
Well, that's what the world needs now, is love.
Sweet love.
Thanks, Pete.
Since the boiled owl comment, I've been real close.
Okay.
Well, I just, as you all know, I learn everything I learn from movies or comic books.
Star Trek.
And what we need is an alien invasion right now. The only thing that will bring humanity together is if we all have one common goal.
Carrie Jackson, you're right.
Would that be an enemy?
Watchmen. Alien invasion.
Although if you watch Game of Thrones, that doesn't seem to work.
Well, when you got a, yeah.
They got an alien invasion, and they're not coming together too well.
That's Cersei.
Well, thank you for participating, listeners, and all of you, and enjoying the conversation. Hopefully we broke a little bit of the ice.
Hopefully. It's really something to I mean, it is something we should think about more.
Huge. Huge.
Huge.
Thank you, Sister Dottie.
All right, bye.
Quick check of traffic. Crash northbound I-15 at 33rd South exit in Salt Lake. We have a crash westbound 201 highway at Banter Highway off-ramp in Salt Lake. Looks like we have a couple of incidents in that area. And crash northbound I-15 123rd South. Crash 114 South 27th West. What's going on, people? Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 282. This is in Lehigh. The HOV lane is closed. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
Boehner round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boehner candidate number 1. Well, maybe I look like a neo-Nazi, but I'm really just stupid. Boehner candidate number 2. So what? We're going to call it DiMaggio Circle. And Boehner candidate number 3. Drag him with his pants down.
All right, Boehner round 2 and big boy news coming up after these. Diamonds Direct.
Yes.
They will. I mean this in an affectionate way. They're diamond nerds, and you want a diamond nerd, someone who knows everything about them.
And they'll make you a diamond nerd if you go in there. They will educate you in diamonds.
Diamonds Direct will also make you an incredible offer right now. For a limited time, you can get 5 years. 0 interest on any purchase. So if you haven't discovered Diamonds Direct yet, this is your best reason to see this store. Think about it: a $6,000 engagement ring for only $100 a month, no money down. A $3,000 eternity band, only $50 a month, nothing down. What's an eternity band?
That's when the diamonds go all the way around. They're very, very pretty.
It's an amazing buying opportunity for a limited time only. How about a $10,000 GIA certified diamond for around $167 a month? No money down, no interest for 5 years at Diamonds Direct. It's happening now. Super low discount prices that Diamonds Direct is known for. Don't miss this. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, across from the Fashion Place Mall. On approved credit. Offer ends soon.
Attention local bands. Broadview Entertainment Arts University wants to put you in their state-of-the-art professional.
We found a pair, my wife found a pair, I should say, of clown shoes at the DI. A giant
Sad
pair.
dead clown.
That's immediately what I thought was dead clown.
I
went right to dead
what's
clown.
Sad, what's sad about a dead clown? I know that is a day of celebration.
Depends on where you find him.
Yeah.
If you find him in the forest, that's kind of sad.
It's a gigantic pair. I think they were, I'll take a picture of them and present them next week.
She bought them?
Yeah, for my kid. Giant pair of, they're plastic. but they're meant to be, you can wear them, a giant pair, and I think they're pastel, like baby blue clown shoes.
Is there a law that says clown shoes should always be red?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
what I thought.
They're
It
red.
seems to
The
me they
nose
were-
is red. The shoes are red.
It seems to me they were, yeah. It was,
And was he excited about the clown
oh,
shoes?
thrilled.
Congressman Bozo would like to put forth the following law: that clown shoes will always be red.
You know, I proposed this many years ago. I think we should have a National Clown Day where everyone in the United States, by law, everyone, by law, is required to wear a clown costume. And I mean everyone, from the president to the members of Congress.
You wouldn't do that.
If it was a law,
you would stay home.
police officer in your home, people could come and knock. Authorities would come and knock on your door, dressed as clowns, and say,
Clown check.
Are you? Yeah, exactly. Are you in there? If you're not dressed as a clown, you're going to clown jail.
You see, this is why Bill would be an excellent Republican. He fails to see the constitutionality, and that's why
the Constitution is suspended for one
day.
One day, maybe a week. A week.
What is the purpose of everybody being a clown?
It would humble all of us. It would humble all of us. We would all become clowns.
That's why you won't do it.
I can see exactly.
I think National Clown Week, and
Really?
everyone has to dress as a clown for an entire week. You'd have to go to old folks' homes and dress the retirees and the shut-ins as clown. Even if it meant just as something as simple as just putting a nose on them.
Question.
Yes.
What about people in comas?
Yes.
Because they need to be
everybody.
humbled. If you've ever met a bunch of people that are up,
surgeons, people performing surgery, and the patients, everyone. And now a surgeon, he couldn't wear the big dumb gloves, but he could. Maybe have to have a nose on under the mask. All of that.
All right.
All right. I think I'm gonna. You elect me. You elect me the mayor of Salt Lake. I'll start it in Salt Lake. It'll be Salt Lake Clown Week, and everyone in Salt Lake will have to dress as a clown.
now luckily I live in unincorporated Salt Lake, so
That's you'll be. But if you come into my city,
all right.
No clowning around.
Oh.
All right.
That's where the term clown fever will come from. People who are sick and won't come in. Round 2 of your Boehner voting. These are 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boehner means mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the big boy news. It's your job to decide which one of these 3 is the worst? Which one of these three is the most deserving to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day?
Don't know how you're going to do it.
One of you random Boehner voters will receive something?
Yeah, tickets to the Lost 80s Live concert.
Nice.
All right, here's Boehner candidate number 1. Well, maybe I look like a neo-Nazi, but I'm really just stupid. Colorado man who claimed he was stabbed by an Antifa militant because of his neo-Nazi haircut now admits he made up the whole story. Joshua Whitt, a U.S. Navy bosun's mate, was booked by Sheridan police on a summons charging him with false reporting. He confessed his earlier report that he was a victim of a stabbing was false. All I hear is, "Are you one of them neo-Nazis?" as this dude is swinging a knife up over my car door at me, Whitt told the New York Post after the supposed stabbing. "I threw up my hands, and once the knife kind of hit, I dived back into the car and shut the window and watched him run off west behind my car." Mr. Whitt described his attacker as a black man in his mid-20s wearing a green shirt with blue pants. Investigators reviewed surveillance video from the area, found nothing resembling what Mr. Whitt had described. Officers found a man matching the description provided by Whitt, a transient, but he was quickly cleared of any involvement. Additional video showed something else. Mr. Whitt exiting a sporting goods store near the Steak and Shake where he had purchased a small knife. Police questioned Mr. Whitt again on Thursday, and that's when he admitted that
let's see if you change your story.
He accidentally cut himself with his new knife, and he made up the attack story because he was afraid that insurance wouldn't cover him.
Okay, if that's true, why do you have to make up a racist story to go?
Yeah, why?
Because it's more believable.
Why not? If you're going to cheat the insurance company, why do you have to throw racism?
Look at me, I got a neo-Nazi style haircut, so I might look like a neo-Nazi. I'm just stupid. Boehner candidate number 1. Boehner candidate number 2. So what? We're going to call it DiMaggio Circle. I bet you didn't know that Joe Piscopo is still alive.
I did, actually, yeah.
And he's even stupider than he used to be.
Yep.
A statue of Joe DiMaggio should replace the statue of Christopher Columbus in Manhattan, according to, AM 970 radio personality Joe Piscopo. Now, Christopher Columbus
not a great guy.
was a hideous human being. And if they decided to take the statue of Christopher Columbus down from Columbus Circle, I would not be angry about that. I'm not sure it's, But anyway, Joe Piscopo says, well, if they're stupid enough to take down Columbus, then maybe they should just put up a statue of Joe DiMaggio. At one time, Yankee owner George Steinbrenner wanted to put statues of Joe DiMaggio in both Central Park and in center field in the old Yankee Stadium, but Joltin' Joe objected because, I'm still alive and I don't think there should be monuments to the living at the time, he said.
Okay.
Which was,
Joe
DiMaggio comprised such an integral part of New York and Italian-American history that a statue of Joe derived from his iconic photographs of the swing would not only be politically correct, but a fantastic addition to the spirit of Columbus Circle, said Piscopo.
Well, okay, but what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it? His reasoning. If they're stupid enough to take down the statue of Columbus, you see, Joe Piscopo is an Italian-American who's all Columbus.
He's pro-Columbus.
He's all Columbus.
He's been doing rallies and things like that. Don't take away our Columbus.
Because he's not asking to put up a statue of somebody horrible.
No.
He's asking.
No, but he's not asking. What he's saying is, don't take the statue of Columbus down. That would be horrible.
Okay.
If we do, we might as well just put up a picture of a statue of Joe DiMaggio. I guess if I have to explain it to you, it means I have to explain it to others. Boehner candidate number 2. No. So we're going to call it DiMaggio Circle?
The context of him being pro-Columbus was left out of that story. So
he says, when he says, if they're stupid enough to do it.
Okay.
Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. Drag him with his pants down.
All right, Boehner candidate number 3 after this here at Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by
The Ruin in Sugar House, and we're fixing to do another Not Safe for Work show there, by the way.
Yes.
I don't think we have up yet. Richie, let us know. No, not yet, but soon we'll be registering people to attend our Not Safe for Work episode at The Ruin, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. featuring weekly bingo, DJs, live music located on Wilmington Avenue. Ruin work is the curse of the drinking class.
All right.
Here's Boehner candidate. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was sidetracked. A Michigan woman has received life in prison after being convicted of her husband's murder. She was ratted out by a parrot. Glenna Durham of Sand Lake, Michigan, shot her husband Martin 5 times in May of 2015, apparently with their pet bird Bud as the only witness. And now she'll be spending, like Bud the parrot, most of her life behind bars. Apparently this parrot was brought into court and ratted her out. After the shooting, their parrot Bud was said to be heard saying, "Don't effing shoot! Don't effing shoot!" Reportedly, in a voice very similar to her husband Martin's, who had a very high voice and said, "I love you." No. The testimony was not admitted in court, actually, but
still,
there were reports that it's all horse crap.
What?
It's not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
Because as I read further into the story, she was convicted on evidence, solid evidence. There are only secondhand reports of the parrot saying that.
I want to believe the parrot ratted her out.
And that's why you send me the story, and I feel duped by reading it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, Dylan.
Yes, Dylan Allred, what?
Did they swear the parrot in? Put his little wing on a Bible?
No.
Do you, Mr. Parrot?
No, it said he didn't come to court. He didn't.
You swear to tell the truth?
The parrot didn't come. Bud the parrot did not come to court.
Did he get crackers after he testified?
There's video.
This sounds like an episode. It sounds like an episode of Columbo.
There's video, and because the parrot swears, I can't give it to you, Carrie.
Foul mouth parrot.
Well, send it to me and I'll bleep it.
Okay.
A woman in Southern California was about to eat a organic salad last Wednesday when she found a bit of protein in it that she didn't really want or expect, a tiny frog. I'm halfway through my salad, and as I'm going to stab another bit, I see this wee frog peeking out from under a leaf of the salad. Now, this has happened before. It's not quite that unusual. Mm-hmm. What's kind of unusual, though, is that this woman, what's her first name? Her last name is Garfinkel. Anyway, Anna Garfinkel, she adopted the frog rather than, first she was kind of revolted, but now she has the frog.
You're kind of cute.
She's kept the frog as a pet.
That's hilarious.
Her little salad frog. She said
his name is Crouton.
Yeah, it's still alive, and they rinsed the tahini off of the tahini vinaigrette off the tiny frog, and they started taking care of it, and it's getting bigger, and she and her husband have it as a pet. Let's see. This story I saw Sunday in the New York Times. Authorities in Chechnya, Russia's Chechnya, are claiming success in an unconventional sweeping campaign to compel people, to make people who have been divorced reunite.
What?
For the sake of the children. And they say to help fight against terrorism as well.
What?
Through the summer, local television has been reporting on the lives of divorced couples now living together again under the watchful eye of members of a government commission. It's reality TV Chechnyan style. The commission, known as the Council for Harmonizing Marriage and Family Relations, said it has, over the past 2 months, brought back together 948 couples, some after years of separation. Under the program, the council asked the police to visit divorced couples to encourage them to patch up their differences. Isn't it Chechnya where they said that
There's no gay people.
We have no gay people.
Not
here.
one.
There's not a problem with homosexuality because we have no gay people in Chechnya. And if we find out that we do, we kill them.
Yep.
The broadcast show these formerly divorced people going on about their lives in a common house. They say it strengthens the family, and with strong families, we have a fight against terrorism.
Weird.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio, pardoned by Donald Trump, and now this great American is considering a run for the Senate.
Now,
Senator Arpaio.
He's not well liked. I don't think he'd have a chance.
Oh, I don't know. Don't know about that. There is that kind of core. Listen, Jeff Flake is right now losing badly in the polls. Senator Flake in Arizona, because he speaks out against Donald Trump.
Jeff Flake.
He's losing badly in the polls against an opponent, so we'll see. Italy. See, climate change has some really good things to it. You know?
What?
Well, you can now go across the North Pole and the top part of the country without using an icebreaker or anything. It's opened up waterways. And Italy, because of climate change, the grapes are ripening too fast. They used to harvest them in November. Now they get to harvest them in September. Because if they don't harvest them in September, they'll all wither up and die. So we get wine earlier. See, climate change is a good thing.
I don't think that's a
No?
No.
Well, does climate change have anything to do with Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff recorded a song together?
I don't
Does
think
anyone
so.
care?
No.
Does anyone?
No.
People of a certain age might.
Does anybody care that Adam Levine didn't like the VMAs? I don't
Somebody
think so.
cared.
No, I don't think so. The University of Utah is looking for, they're inviting people to, particularly people at the U, to comment and make suggestions about a new university president. David Pershing has announced that he will not be the president anymore.
He'll step down as soon as they find someone.
Yeah. And Dr. Paul White has suggested that perhaps I would be a good president for the University of Utah. He says, you live close to the U.
That's true. You could walk to work.
I could walk to work.
Because that's one of the requirements is
well, you
living close.
Wouldn't have to get him any transportation or
Right.
anything like that.
I think maybe if there is a groundswell, I could be the next president.
You don't want that
Where
job.
do we? I'll bet it pays better. Where do we write this in?
He makes a lot of money.
Yeah. How do we support this?
I don't know. And I think I could do both jobs. I could still come in and do the radio, and then, I got to run right at 10 o'clock because I've got meetings at the U. I'm meeting with the dean.
Somebody says you need a terminal degree.
I have a terminal degree.
No, a doctorate. Don't you have to be a doctor?
PhD, JD, or MD, it says. Is that right?
I don't know about
Dr. Paul, check on that, would you?
I can fake anything. I can fake
Dr. Allred.
Nobody looks those things up. You can just say it.
They don't check.
They don't check those things.
Just call me Dr. Allred. So Amazon bought Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And they announced that Monday prices would be lower at Whole Foods. Are they? Were they lower?
I haven't gone. I don't know.
They were.
They were. Okay.
So there's just a rundown of 15 foods at Whole Foods. Organic Fuji apples were 43% cheaper.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is actually.
Bananas, 38% cheaper. Avocados, 33% cheaper. Fish, salmon, 33% cheaper. They animal welfare rated 85%. Lean ground beef, 29% cheaper. So it worked. They say the one thing that you will notice, and I don't know about up here at Trolley, but you walk into a Whole Foods now as of Monday, and what you see for sale when you walk in the door, Echo and Dot.
Yep.
Echo and
really?
Dot.
Yep, first thing.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. So, there you go.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Oh, yeah. I don't have any sports. Weather is hot again today. 97, sunshine and patchy clouds going on. There's a lot of traffic going on we need to tell you about, though. Crash eastbound 201 freeway blocking the two left lanes at 3200 West. Cars are using the right lane and left shoulder to get around the crash. 5 miles of nearly stopped traffic. 650 north in Clearfield to Layton Parkway due to a rollover crash that's blocking 3 right lanes. It is very nasty there. A bunch of friends of the program sent that in to us. Crash northbound I-15 just north of Center Street in Utah County. Crash eastbound SR 201 at 30th West. The left lanes are blocked there. Crash Redwood Road 86 South in Salt Lake. Let's see. We have a crash westbound SR 201 at the Banter Highway. Just having lots of issues this morning. That's traffic brought to you by Hoops Vision. Call today for your free LASIK consultation. It's your life. See it better. Take control. Make the call today. 877-30-LASIK or go to hoopsvision.com.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. Drag him with his pants down. Now, I think there's probably a video. Yeah, here it is at x96.com. This video will show this happening. Zero reason to feel any type of sympathy for this guy in the video because he's a carjacker. And he's a carjacker. And karma has arrived to take care of him.
He's being dragged.
Well, and his pants are down.
His
pants fall down, and he's being dragged.
He's being dragged front side down.
Yeah, with his pants down. It all kicked off in Kent, Washington. This guy attempted to carjack that car. That's what he was trying to do. Well, the driver was having none of it.
And he's caught up in the car somehow?
He gets kind of caught on the car. His pants come off, and the car just keeps going and dragging him. He was arrested, and this is not the first time he's tried to carjack a bunch of different people. He's a known carjacker in the area.
So he got what he deserved.
So he got what he deserved. Drag him with his pants down. Boehner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, listen, maybe I look like a neo-Nazi, but I'm really just stupid. There's a Colorado man who claimed that he had been stabbed by an Antifa person because he looked like a neo-Nazi. Well, it turns out it was not true at all. He faked the story because he was afraid his insurance company wouldn't cover the fact that, he just cut himself.
Yeah, he was a dumbass.
He was being dumb. Boehner candidate number 2. So what do we do? Call it DiMaggio Circle? It's Joe Piscopo wanting to replace the statue of Columbus with, well, he doesn't really want to replace the statue of Columbus.
He wants to keep Columbus.
With Joe DiMaggio, but he's a big Columbus supporter. And Boehner candidate number 3, drag him with his pants down.
All right. You got 300 seconds to get your vote in for round 2. Which one of these 3 is the worst? Which one of these 3 candidates needs to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the day? Got to decide, 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of your text. Send that text to 33986. Or you can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says round 2, August 29th. Vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right. Less than 300 seconds to get your round 2 votes in. Here we go. Boehner, round 2.
John Smith has a big wingding, and he knows how to use it.
anecdote here. Is a statistic for you. Only 1 out of 9 people say that they would donate, when they died, would donate their uterus for transplant.
Why only?
One
now,
out
are
of 9.
these people?
Only 1 out of 9 said that they would allow a family member to donate a uterus. They're doing uterus transplants in they're playing God in Russia or someplace like that.
Are these people that would donate other organs?
Yeah.
So you can have my eyes, you can have my kidneys.
Can't have my uterus.
Why?
Uterus donation, they think is. Oh, it was in Saudi Arabia. I think it was done. Doctors in Saudi Arabia. I guess they. I don't know. Okay, Gina, would you donate your uterus?
You can have whatever you want of mine when I die. Because guess what? I'm dead.
Richie's raised his hands.
I want your uterus.
You can have it, honey.
I'd keep it in a box. I'd use it for a catcher's mitt.
Please use. Everything's very well preserved.
I think people think it's just too creepy. Your uterus is well preserved?
Sure.
It's low mileage.
Only
One
2
owner?
kids.
It's a one
I only
owner?
drive it to and from church on Sunday, and that's it.
Yep. Well, okay.
Good.
Good.
Please
Okay.
have it.
All right.
Take my uterus.
Radio from Hell on Facebook. Search Radio from Hell on Facebook and then like it.
All right, 8:47, time to award round 2 of the Boehner voting.
And round 2 brought to you in part by tuna caper pasta.
Ooh.
That's vaguely salad niçoise-ish.
Not in the
with
slightest.
the tuna and the capers.
Not in the pasta.
No.
Pasta. No.
And Even Steven Sandwich is presenting Give Stock September 9th at Fort Buenaventura Park, featuring Dr. Dog, Joshua James, the National Parks fictionist, and more. Get half-price tickets at Even Stevens locations or full price at GiveStockFestival.com.
Gina, please don't comment on food. Stick to subjects you know about. I'm not sure what those are, but
murder.
Murder. She's
there
very
you go.
good at that.
Yeah, you're good
I'm
at
good
that.
at murder.
You're good at murder. Oh, I saw that Sue Grafton
She got to her last letter.
No, it's Y. She's on.
She's
Y.
almost on her last.
She's almost
letter.
to the last letter. Does
Then
anybody,
what?
will she do? Does anybody know?
Double A. I just turned back around.
Anyway, we had Boehner candidate number 1. Maybe I look like a neo-Nazi, but I'm really just stupid. It's the guy who has a vaguely neo-Nazi-ish haircut. So he tried to tell the cops that he'd been assaulted by someone because he looked like a neo-Nazi, and the person had cut his hand. It turns out he'd cut his own hand accidentally and just made the story up. He was afraid insurance wouldn't pay for the stitches or whatever he needed. He's really a dumb guy. Boehner candidate number 2. So what do we call it? DiMaggio circle? This is Christopher Columbus supporter Joe Piscopo, who wants them to just leave that statue of Columbus alone in Columbus Circle. But if they take it down, what will we do? Put up a picture of Joe DiMaggio? That's great, Piscopo. And Boehner candidate number 3, drag him with his pants down, a serial carjacker. He really got his comeuppance, shall we say, this time. The car started, he was trying to carjack, started to drag him, and his pants came down at the same time, and he got some rash there, I think.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
on his, yeah.
Right on the front.
Yeah.
On his gollywog.
I wish.
Tallywag? Isn't that the Victorian slang?
It's tallywag.
Who won?
John Robbins won the tickets to the 80s show.
Lost 80s Live.
And number 2. So what do we call it? DiMaggio Circle?
Really?
Yeah. Joe Piscopo.
Okay.
This is the worst one.
No,
Seems kind of weak, but there you go. You guys decide. It'll now go forward to Boehner fights and possibly become Boehner of the Day. That's at 9:25 is when that happens.
You know, I was attempted carjacked once. Do you remember this story?
No.
My sister, Carrie,
She tried to carjack you?
No. Her high school soccer team went to California for a tournament or something. And we rented a minivan. My mom asked if I'd come and drive them around because she wasn't comfortable driving in California at night or something.
And you didn't have a family or anything at the time?
This was a long time ago. This was pre-family.
Okay.
Let me get some minivan music for you.
Driving high school soccer girls around. I'm responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had me driving in California in the dark because she was afraid we would get lost and be in a bad part of California, which happened with me driving in a bad part of California. And here's what they do. 2 guys are working together, and one guy runs out in front of your car, so you slam on the brakes, stops in the middle of the street. And then another guy comes up to the driver's side door and tries to open it to carjack you.
And pull you out.
Yeah. And this was all happening at once. And I hit the gas, and I think I hit the guy in front of me because he wasn't moving. And my mom was yelling, "Go, go, go." Because the other guy was trying to open the door to get, it was scary. And I drove off. I never looked back to see if the guy was hurt because I figured if you're carjacking, just because that's what the video reminded me of, if you're carjacking me, I'm not worried about your safety.
What if he's dead?
What
if he's dead, Janet?
There are 2.
Shouldn't have been carjacking.
There are 2 reasons. I always my car does it automatically now. The car I have now, it just when you start the car up and you start moving, it locks the doors. But even before that, I always made sure that I always lock the doors in my car before I drive anywhere while I'm driving. And I think my wife didn't. I think we had this discussion. She said, "Why do you always lock the door when we start out?" And I said, 2 reasons. Number 1, they say that if you're in an accident, if the car doors are locked, they are less likely to come, springing open or so that you'll, things
fall out.
Yeah, or you won't fall out. Although you're wearing a seatbelt too, presumably. And but the main reason is carjacking. You should always have your car door locked while you're driving around. because of carjacking.
Because, I mean, you don't think, really? Someone would just walk up and try? Yes. So I might have killed a guy.
Well, if it ever happened.
Well, you didn't feel a bump or a...
Yeah, I've
Oh,
said
you
I
did.
hit him somehow. I don't know how bad I hit him.
Well, if it ever happens to me, I'll just look the guy in the eye and say, "It's a stick shift. Are you sure?" I don't think you really want.
Is yours the stick shift?
Yeah, my Mini is a stick
Will
shift.
you let me drive it?
No.
Why not?
Why do you?
I love to drive a stick shift.
Really?
And I never have an opportunity to drive
Why
one.
didn't you get one? Why don't you buy one?
Because I need an SUV.
I think you can get one with a stick shift.
Show me a brand new SUV, not with the bullsock ones on the steering wheel. I want a stick with
that would not, but by name, that
I
would
want
be a
a
button
shift.
shift, not a stick shift
No,
if it's on the
I
steering
want
wheel.
a shift. I
Well,
want to.
We're getting orders from the producer's booth that you have to do this for video content, right, Dylan?
Don't let her drive your car.
Love a stick.
How long's it been since you drove a stick shift?
Well, we did this back when we were at Trolley. We had a chicken scratch intern. You remember chicken
Oh,
scratch
yeah, yeah,
intern? He had we had this exact same conversation. He said, "I have a truck and it has a stick shift in it," and I got excited. And we went and drove, and I showed him how I can be on a hill in a stick shift without my foot on the brake.
10
I know
SUVs
how
with a
to-
manual transmission. Jeep Renegade, Mazda CX-5 Sport, Subaru Crosstrek, Jeep Patriot, Fiat 500X Pop, Honda HR-V, Jeep Compass, and Mitsubishi Outlander Sport.
Nobody carries them. I've asked before.
You just order.
I don't.
You just order it and they get it in.
Yeah, you have to special order
Yeah.
stick shift. Let's see. Someone is asking Gina, where was that story during Den of Lies? And all the chat room is excited about is that Gina is a fan of the stick. That's all that they're. That's all they're focusing
I
on
love
right
a
now.
stick
Yeah.
shift.
So,
Yeah, she loves the stick shift.
all right.
It makes you a better driver. You know.
I love it. I don't know if it would help with our traffic this morning because it's bad. Nearly stopped traffic eastbound 201 freeway leaving 5600 west to 32nd west due to a crash. They stopped traffic completely a few minutes ago to try to get some of the debris out of the road, and now it's trying to resume a little bit in that area. Let me see what else we've got. Still that issue, 650 North in Clearfield, Layton Parkway rollover crash earlier this morning, still causing major slowage in that area. That's traffic.
All right. My wife has vetoed you driving my car because
Why?
of your track record.
Yeah.
What track record?
And to which I say I'm only going to allow this to happen if Everest Collision Repair sponsors the video. That's all. You hear that, Sean?
And I thought that was a really good lead into a commercial, but it's not.
It's not.
No.
It was just a comment.
Statement of fact.
Yeah.
All right. Tuesday Tunes with Todd coming up allegedly after these. KXRK Provo.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a
I didn't do anything this week. I was such a slug this weekend.
Sometimes you need a sluggy weekend.
I didn't think.
Good for you.
How do you turn that off?
Alcohol.
Genius switch. How do you turn that off?
Alcohol. Alcohol.
What kind? What was your alcohol
Just,
of choice this weekend?
Anything I could get. Whatever was handed to me, whatever was handy. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
No, didn't matter.
You weren't
I'll take-
discriminating
Nope.
about no.
Why?
I'll take some of that, sure.
Is it good wine? It's good enough.
Yeah. I'll have some of that. You bet.
And you were just handed things?
Went out to dinner.
That's the way it should be.
Went out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
You
and-
did? You did that going out on Valentine's?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yep. Had a nice dinner at Copper Onion, and you know, pork belly should be one of the major food groups.
I agree.
It really should be.
What was the pork belly on, or was it?
No,
just,
it was just pork belly.
just out there being pork belly.
Pork belly with some cherries and some Brussels sprouts and turnips. You know, just kind of as a little
A side
starter,
dish?
a little starter to the evening, and then
Nice.
Man.
Did you take in your surroundings? Did you look at the other people that chose to go out on Valentine's Day?
I
See
did.
How in love they are.
I
or
did.
Not?
There was. It was. Well, so it was. It was very busy. Copper Onion was very busy. I assume all the restaurants were very busy on Saturday. Did you go out on Saturday?
No.
No. So the restaurant was very busy. To the table to my immediate, to our left, two guys out on a Valentine's date.
Guys?
And then a table across from us, a guy and two girls. And they kept, they were quite annoying because the guy kept hanging a spoon on his nose. You know how you do? You take a spoon and
little kid.
Yeah, and you hang it off the edge of your nose, or he would put it across his nose, and then he would insist on one of the girls taking a picture of him. And this kept going on, and then the spoon would slip off, and then he would just laugh uproariously.
Were these 12-year-olds?
And they thought it was funny too.
No one's ever done this before.
And it kind of went on, seemed to go on and on and on and on. And then they had the waiter take a picture of the three of them together.
Can you believe this?
It was just.
This has never happened.
And I kept trying to think, now, what kind of a Valentine's date is this?
Threesome date?
I guess. He was,
polygamy date?
Maybe he was paying for them.
That could be.
Could have been
That would explain why they were laughing at the spoon
Yeah,
joke.
the spoon
were
on
paid.
the nose.
They were
Hilarious.
paid.
Hilarious. Spoon on the nose. Man, this is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. And those were the only... But mostly I was just fixated on my sweetheart sitting across the table from me as we enjoyed a delicious meal.
I'm glad you did.
Your own family aren't enough? Well, follow Gina Barberi on Twitter at RFHGina. Weekday mornings on X96.
It's about time somebody recognized Lionel Richie's pain.
I got that album for Christmas when I was in like junior high, whenever it was when it came out.
Wow.
I still have the thing.
The Harmons that I shop at.
Yeah.
You go to the cheese aisle.
Yeah.
And they have the chalk
Mhm.
art.
I love those.
And it's Lionel Richie. And it says, "Hello, is this brie you're looking for?" And there's the brie
You're
is
kidding.
No.
Oh my God.
The brie is
That's
right.
hilarious. That's
right
good.
below.
I like that.
Yay.
The drawing. So I walk by it and I thank them every time.
Are we playing Lionel?
Brie is a kind of cheese, Todd.
Are we playing
Gina.
Lionel Richie for Tuesday Tunes with Todd? Is that a Lionel Richie song?
Oh, hi, Todd.
I know you're not a big cheese eater, so
Unlike Gina, who just won't eat cheese, I can stick with
a couple of.
I can do
threads, huh?
cheddar. I can do mozzarella. I like Swiss cheese.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And I mean, there's
But when you get into the runny cheeses,
but the weird,
like the
weird,
Brie's,
The bries are a runny cheese.
That's a runny cheese.
Delicious.
the weird stinky kind that my wife likes to get, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
no.
So, Todd, what song? Todd is the program director here at X96 and also does the afternoon show.
3 to 7.
3 to 7. What song have you brought for us for Tuesday Tunes?
Well,
with Todd?
Foo Fighters, they've got a new album on the way, and they dropped another single. We got this like last week, and when I first heard the song, I didn't quite know how to digest it, but then I've been playing it all weekend to myself, and damn, it's good.
Because I like the last one we played, Run. I like that quite a bit.
But this didn't grab you at first.
Well, it's a little tiny bit different for them. Parts of it, like the structure of it, almost kind of remind me of like Heart-Shaped Box, like an old Nirvana song.
Oh, really?
And then it has this kind of thing going on in it that you'll hear. We'll
Now, is there a video that goes on?
There is, and I think it's his daughters that are in it, I'm told.
So X96. No, we're not going to show it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we can't.
Oh, that's right.
We can't do that
That's
anymore.
right. We can't do it anymore.
Let's see. So here it is. What's the name of the album? Do you remember?
I can't remember the album.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Get it to me. It is Foo Fighters. The name of the song is "The Sky is a Neighborhood." The sky, not this guy up above you. The sky is a neighborhood. X96. There you go.
That
like
just. Do you know what that made me do?
What was that?
I'm on Smith Ticks and I want to buy tickets to their show in December.
December 12th at the Vivid Smart Home Arena.
That song made me go, I love everything they do. I must go to their concert.
So the album is going to be called Concrete and Gold, comes out in September, and they've got a list of guests on it. One of them is Paul McCartney. He plays drums on one of the tracks.
I heard they have a bunch of guest musicians on there.
Yeah.
The opening of that song reminded me a little bit of the Beatles. What is that song? Because the World is Round, it turns me on.
Yeah.
I can't remember the title of that song. I know that song, but I can't remember the title of it.
You know what I'm talking about. Because, isn't it? Is that it?
It's Because, isn't it?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think you're right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, all right. They can do no wrong. Everybody's just texting and in the chat room, all just big thumbs up for this song.
Yeah, good stuff from Foo Fighters.
They're just so damn good.
All right, thank you, Todd.
All right, thank you very much, Todd.
We shall do this next week.
Next week, because it's every Tuesday.
Tuesday turns with Todd on X96.
Nick, go get my wallet.
That may not sound like it. Yeah, Nick, and get me some coffee and polish my shoes. Fetch me my wallet.
I have to buy tickets right now while I'm thinking about it.
Are you taking Festus with the whole family?
We're going to take a commercial break, Gina. You know, maybe you could just go get your own damn wallet.
I have a Nick.
Why would I have a
Why go get my wallet when I have a Nick?
Why move?
I was at the roller derby the other night, I told you, and this woman came up and said, you probably don't remember me. I was one of your interns 6 years ago. Did not look familiar, and I can't even remember what she said her name was now. Her intern, no memory of her in the slightest. That's your fate, Nick.
All right, let's see. We got Boehner fight coming up. Stand by for that. Before that, we'll have a little bit of news. That's all on the way. Stand by. You've got to decide who is Boehner of the day. Boy, we had fun on our Mixer Friday night.
At the Park City Culinary Institute.
Which is here in Salt Lake. 1484, I think, South State Street, Park City Culinary Institute. They are a cooking school, essentially. They offer all kinds of classes, individual classes, and they offer classes for people who want to become professional chefs.
And they also just have classes on subjects that you want to be better at. I've got to look on their schedule and see if they have a daytime pasta class that I can do.
I was just looking to see what classes are coming up at the Park City Culinary Institute, because those one-off classes, like I took the churro class where they just taught us how to build or to make churros, and it was really fun. They have all kinds of classes like that. They have baking classes, pasta classes. Also perfect for if you want to try and so the woman who taught the churro class, as a matter of fact, she was at one time, I think she was in finance. I think she said she worked for Goldman Sachs.
In finance,
She worked for Goldman Sachs, and she just got tired of all of that. She took a class at Park City Culinary Institute. That led her to do other things, and now she has it's called San Diablo, and she has a bunch of churro trucks all over the valley, and she's doing really well.
That's cool. That's very cool.
If you want to find out more about the Park City Culinary Institute, register for classes, look at their website. It's pretty comprehensive.
It's here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. It's parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. Their phone number, 435-659-5075.
Our brand new episode, Shiitake, is available now and absolutely free. It's got the latest news. Rest in peace, Toby. And we talk about those Joker movies and Force Friday. It's Carrie.
You know who's on the line? Who? I believe this is the impetus to the first all-day show.
Candace.
Yes.
How now? You were there for the first all-day show. Oh yeah.
I was, as Carrie said, I was the something from the radio gods, the idiot or something.
No,
not so much. He didn't really.
The
say
gift
that.
from the radio gods.
That was it. Yeah.
But
And
you-
I was the one that brought the alcohol.
You are the first. You were the one who started the tradition of bringing us booze.
Exactly. And I'm so upset. Y'all got pedicures and I didn't.
Well,
I would have liked one.
Well,
you should have asked.
Well, I was in and out of the house all day.
Candy Bear.
Well, then you couldn't.
Then you couldn't have gotten one anyway.
Candy Bear. I'm not sure what.
Not. Did you say Candy Bear?
Yeah.
Or Daddy Bear.
Candy Bear.
Oh, that's cute.
You're
Better
my-
than Candy Ass.
You're my little Candy Bear.
Who is this?
Don't you know?
Who
No, I don't know.
Who is this?
It's your mother.
I think
Hi.
Candy's
Candy?
been drinking today already.
Candy, hi, it's Mitt
No,
Candy, hi,
I
it's Mitt
haven't.
Romney.
Candace,
Ew.
do you have any idea what you're listening to or where you are?
It's a country station, and I'm in Texas. No, of course I do, you silly gooses. That
Candy,
was ridiculous.
Candy Bear.
Don't call me Candy, please. My dad hated that.
It's Candace.
It's Candace, Carrie.
Yes, it's Candace.
If
Bill,
your dad
and I
hated
will-
that, he shouldn't have named you Candace.
Yeah.
He's no longer living. That's rude.
Well, I'm sure his feelings are hurt.
Did you call us Candace?
Yes, I did, and
she
I
did.
meant to get abused.
Okay, because I thought maybe the interns had called you and then
No, nobody
just picked your name
remembers.
out of a phone book or something. Nobody
You
remembers.
wish.
Nobody remembers what, Candace?
Any of this.
Any of.
And I'm even on the CD, and I'm so sad.
She's
I'm
the
joking.
she's the phone call. She's the reason.
For Carrie's
She's the reason that we
the
did the because
story.
I didn't get a chance to
Yeah.
tell my Hawaii story.
No, it
or
was your Vegas.
My Vegas story.
Vegas
my
story,
Vegas
that's
story.
right.
Exactly.
And
And Carrie, I saw you at that one clothing store. I don't remember.
You remember, Carrie?
was
Oh,
was I
yeah,
was I was I buying my garments?
It was that
Was
one
it that
clothing
one?
store.
That one
No.
clothing store.
I don't know what you call him. Come on, help me out. A thing.
You
A
know,
mannequin,
a thing.
Whatever.
I can.
Oh,
I can,
was it a remote?
You know, I can see why you were the impetus for the all-day show because it takes all day to get anything out of
Holy
you.
crap! You've been doing this all day. I'm tired too. And yes, whatever.
She's
But
drunk.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just embarrassed.
Oh.
Candy Bear.
This is the note you want to go out on.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, no,
Oh, Candace, you've been rickrolled. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Candace.
All right.
I'm glad that somehow you started the all-day show, but no, that's not the note we want to go out on.
Well, we got 20 minutes.
But as with all of our all-day shows, I seem to remember that they go out with not with a bang but a whimper.
I've been whimpering for the last hour and 20 minutes.
They just kind of peter out at the end. So,
Well, Gina, I'm used to your whimpering.
It's what I do.
Man to man. Man to man.
Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
All right, 9:19. We got Boehner fight coming up here in about 5 or so minutes. But first, a little bit of news. Little bit.
Just a little bit of news brought to you by Black Turtle, hiring full and part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, including health and welfare benefits. If you're remarkable and looking for a great new opportunity, apply with Black Turtle at jointheturtle.com.
The video filtering company VidAngel has lost another round in their legal fight. VidAngel caters to customers who want to stream and filter out objectionable content in films and shows, has lost another round in court in a copyright infringement dispute with Disney, and 3 other California entertainment companies. Don't go up against Disney. On Thursday, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld an injunction stopping VidAngel from offering video content from the companies until an ongoing lawsuit between the parties is resolved. In response to the decision, the Provo-based VidAngel, which had appealed the injunction, issued a statement saying the company is still in business, still prepared to take the case all the way to the Supreme Court. On the legal front, we're just getting started, Neil Harmon, VidAngel CEO, said. We will fight for a family's right to filter on modern technology all the way.
Well, you keep fighting, you're going to keep losing.
They allowed customers to virtually buy movies for $20, select which parts they wanted to filter out, violence, nudity, specific curse words. I really have trouble with the word moist. Could you take that out, please? And then sell back the movie for $19 worth of VidAngel credits after watching. You can just not watch the movies. Well, I should have the right to watch the...
I want to see Titanic without the boobies.
On the other side of it, you could say that if you buy a movie, you then own it somehow, and you can do with your copy of the movie what you would like.
No, you can't.
Well, I mean, I can see the logic in the thinking there, though.
Yeah.
Well, especially let's say it was a video copy on tape. You could take it and splice out the stuff you didn't want yourself on a VCR.
You could buy a DVD and turn it into a coaster. You can do whatever you want with it. It's yours.
Well, I can't put it up on YouTube, can I?
No.
So, yeah, I see where the logic comes from. I just don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I always go back to books. People were outraged when they wanted to, remove words from Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
The author intended
it that way.
But
so it's the same story.
But if I buy a copy of Huck Finn or Tom Sawyer, I can go through it with a marker and X out all the words I don't want. I can do that. So
a nice afternoon.
It's the same, more than an afternoon in
what are you doing
Huckleberry
over there?
Finn, I think. I'm taking out the N-word from Huckleberry Finn. That's what I'm doing. I don't know. I see where they come from, but it's just if you are so offended by that, don't read Huckleberry Finn.
There's plenty of movies out there for you to watch that don't have boobies in them.
Friends, family, and students are mourning the death of Hillcrest High School's head football coach. We mentioned it yesterday. Cassie Brown, taken off life support and died Sunday night. West Nile virus.
Really?
Yeah, according to officials from the Canyon School District, he was put on life support last week. He contracted West Nile virus. Originally, doctors thought it was meningitis, but after test results came back Monday, they learned that Brown had contracted West Nile, which led to him getting meningitis, and he was not able to recover from that. Utah woman is getting prison, and she certainly deserves it. This is the woman down in Tokerville who had locked her severely malnourished 12-year-old son in a bathroom for up to a year. She was sentenced Monday to 3 consecutive sentences of 1 to 15 years in prison for child abuse. 5th District Judge Eric Ludlow sentenced Brandy K. Janes to up to 45 years in prison, according to a report from the Spectrum and Daily News. Now, attorneys were arguing about her level of remorse. The prosecutor said she doesn't seem to feel any remorse for this at all. Her attorneys argued, oh, no, she does. She had, and she also had a statement from the kid in her defense that says she did horrible things to me, but she's still my mom. I feel safe now. I started feeling safe when I got away from her. So anyway, she'll spend a good deal of time in prison, and that's great. Ric Flair's doing better, Carrie.
Woo! Is he off life support?
Well, his fiance says the Nature Boy is doing better. His fiance posted an update.
Carrie's doing the Ric Flair dance.
On the wrestler's health, saying he's doing very well for a man who underwent emergency surgery and was fighting for his life just 2 weeks ago. I can honestly say I've witnessed a miracle, Wendy Barlow wrote. He's doing very well for a man who's been through so much. He'll begin physical therapy shortly. He was hospitalized with severe abdominal pain. He had to undergo surgery to relieve intestinal blockage. So they put him in a coma. Apparently, he was intensely constipated. I guess that's what that means.
I thought it was heart problems.
Intestinal blockage. He was in critical condition for a while, and now she says he's getting better. And finally, you saw this probably, Carrie? Ed Screen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Is
saw
that how
this.
you say his name?
Yes.
Were you saving this for Geek News?
I was, but we should probably do it today because it is breaking right now. So.
He said on Monday he's backing out of a role in the forthcoming movie Hellboy after public criticism over his casting to play a character portrayed as Asian in the original comic book. Critics of the decision to cast Mr. Screen, who is white, in the role of Major Ben Diamio, said it was the latest in a string of whitewashing incidents in Hollywood where white actors have been cast to play characters who were originally written as Asian or Asian America. Mr. Screen said, I get it. I agree. I understand.
Well, he like me did not realize that this character was half Japanese.
That's what he said. I didn't realize the character was of mixed Asian heritage. He said representation of ethnic diversity is important, especially to me, as I have mixed heritage in my family. He didn't elaborate on what that was. He said it's our responsibility to make moral decisions in difficult times and to give voice to inclusivity. Well, he's too smart to be an actor.
And I bet this gets him more work, actually. I bet people are going to want to hire him for...
Well, he's certainly got more Twitter followers, that's for sure.
I like this description in the New York Times. Mr. Screen's departure from Hellboy, a film about a heroic demon, is the first time in recent years that an actor has publicly backed out of a major Hollywood movie role over concerns about whitewashing. His decision to do so was supported by the film's star, David Harbour, who tweeted a statement on Monday saying, an injustice was done and will be corrected. Many thanks to Ed Screen for doing the right thing. So,
well, there you go.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
It's the winner from round 1 of Boner voting in the 7 o'clock hour going up against the winner of round 2, which occurred in the 8 o'clock hour. And here we go. Number 1, the next best thing if you didn't have eclipse glasses. There were apparently reported cases where people who did not have eclipse glasses sprayed sunscreen on their eyeballs so that they could look at the sun.
I'm still skeptical as to whether
Gina,
this happened.
Why would you ever be skeptical of the stupidity of
I'm
members
just picturing
of
people with the pump spray, okay.
And Boner candidate number 2, so we'll call it DiMaggio's circle. This is Joe Piscopo is a extremely conservative right-wing asshat who there has been some conversation about taking the statue of Christopher Columbus out of Columbus Circle in New York because, well, he was a horrible human being. He cut off the noses of hundreds of Native Americans in the New World and did other things that were just so reprehensible. And you know, I understand that people may not want his, but so Joe Piscopo, though, he doesn't think we should take that statue out of there. He said it's stupid. And what do? We're going to put up a statue of Joe DiMaggio? Huh? That's Boner candidate number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide who is Boner of the day. Who is the worst of these two? 1 or 2, put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of your text. And text that to 33986. All right, you can do it that way. Call 877-602-9696. It's another way. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight August 29th. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. Click on that and vote. You've only got like 4 minutes to get your vote in. So here we go. Boner Fight, Boner of the Day.
Give me some.
Recently on the Rachel Ray Show, she was promoting her new fragrance, which she calls Fancy. It's $85.
She sprayed some in the air and then started naming all the benefits. The main one was that it allows you to fart and nobody can smell it.
That's a selling point.
That's what she said. She said if you're in an elevator and you're wearing this perfume.
She's a classy one.
Do they have a guy's version? Because, boy, I tell you, I'm holding...
You want to wear something called fancy?
I'm holding one back right now, and I don't
Do you
want to...
need a moment?
I don't want to
No,
hurt
don't-
you guys.
no,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go on.
Why?
Do it.
Go
do
outside.
it. Come on,
Don't.
chicken. Come on, do it.
Don't.
Do it.
Not chicken. I'm just not sure you really want
Do
that.
it.
Why do you want him to do that?
Do it. I don't believe him. I don't believe he's holding one.
I believe
and
he
I don't-
always has one ready.
And I don't believe...
I believe he
Just
can...
put the microphone down
Don't do it. I'll leave the room.
there. And I don't believe it's going to be as bad as you say.
What, you weren't serious?
That's the lowest we have ever sung on the radio.
And I didn't even go all the way.
Oh, man.
There's more.
That's dangerous.
He,
yeah, he did. I made him. I made him.
You know how I am with peer pressure. Here, Carrie, have a drink. Here, Carrie, fart. You know, pull my finger. Listen, it started when I was a
do
kid.
that.
He
It started
did.
when I was a kid. My dad used to make me pull his finger.
He did. I don't smell anything. Seems
Well,
fine.
it'll circulate.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
It'll come around.
maybe we better take a break.
I haven't been eating much meat lately, so.
Oh, jeez. Well,
you know.
You know, for someone that just
That was really
tuned into
good.
this show for the first time,
I know,
just
they would-
now,
We don't usually do that.
We've lost them forever.
Usually,
Really?
you know, we're.
Do you think? You don't think that they could forgive us just this one?
I can't forgive you.
Now, long-time listeners of the Radio from Hell show, if you'd like to call us now.
Listen, I was goaded into it.
I did.
hope
I
you're
pushed
both
him.
happy.
He was calling me names. He
I
was
pushed
pointing
him.
at me.
I pushed him. It's a good thing there wasn't a cliff.
I'm glad we don't have a sponsor for the Boehner right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll ever have
Nope.
one either after that. Oh, my God.
He made me. All right. Uh-oh.
Weather?
Somebody just texted and says, well, that's why you guys have a new three-year
Yeah.
contract.
And Sue just texted in, I am so proud to be your wife
Your
right
bags
now.
are on the porch.
I also just got a texter that says, I can smell it from here.
It really is bad.
Is it?
Well, I've been holding it all morning. I haven't had a chance to leave.
I know what that's like.
I figured I'd be fine until, at 10.
Yeah.
I really started to kink up, and then you talked about that perfume.
Oh, God, I can't believe you did that.
Now, listen, how do you guys know it wasn't just a recording
It
of a
wasn't.
fart?
He put the
Shut up.
microphone down.
Shut up. It could have just been a recording of a
No.
fart. You don't know.
You don't, but I'm here to tell you it was.
Well, see, these guys are selling it. They're acting.
Nope. That was real.
Oh, man.
Great.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Don't.
Yeah, it was. It was real.
Told you.
Yeah.
Thought you were gonna do it
No,
too.
no.
All right.
I don't have one, or I might.
Is it like yawning? It just, when somebody
No,
does it,
no.
everybody
It's
just
contagious.
No,
just
I got.
jumps in and-
No.
Okay, all right.
On Facebook, Twitter, and 96.3 FM, X96.
All right, it's 9:35. Time to award your boner.
And this morning's boner brought to you in part by a chocolate-filled pirouette.
Nice.
I love a pirouette. And the 2017 Utah State Fair happening. I wonder if they do deep-fried pirouettes at the State Fair.
Maybe take some.
September 7th through the 17th at the Utah State Fair Park. Food, games, carnival rides, and more. Go to utahstatefair.com. And I believe we gave away some State Fair tickets to a random Boehner
We
voter.
did, to Nate Brown. So we had Boehner candidate number one. The next best thing, if you didn't have Eclipse classes, it's the dumbasses. I don't know how many of them there were, but there were apparently some who didn't have Eclipse classes, so they thought maybe, well, I know, I'll put some sunscreen on my eyes, and I can watch the eclipse that way. And then Boehner candidate number two. What are we going to do? Call it DiMaggio Circle? Huh? Is that what? That's Joe Piscopo, who he's a big Columbus statue supporter in New York.
Because he's Italian.
That's right. And Italians love Christopher Columbus. The Knights of Columbus. So he's being sarcastic when he says, well, what should we do then? Replace it with a statue of Joe DiMaggio? Is that what we do? Let's see. Who do you think won?
Well, I would hope that one won.
Yeah, I didn't even think two should have been
I think two
gone this far.
Wasn't even close. 3 times the number of votes for number 2.
No.
What do we do? Call it DiMaggio Circle?
Really? I think there's a bot.
What's your problem with number 2? It's fine. It's fine.
It's not as good as people spraying sunscreen on their eyes.
It's fine.
I think that there is a deep-rooted hatred of Joe Piscopo in this country. That's what I think.
Don't know who Joe Piscopo is.
I think they do, and I think, or they have a sort of if they don't know exactly who he is, they have sort of a genetic memory of who he is, and they hate him.
It is a bot. It's somebody voting over and over and over and over again. With a 509 area code. Where's that?
Oh, my.
Prison. That's the prison.
Where's the 509? I'm going to look.
Google that. 509 area
Hawaii.
code.
Hawaii.
I don't know.
And then there's a 385 area code that is continuing to keep voting.
It's Washington.
Someone in Washington really
has it out for Joe Piscopo.
Well, I don't blame him. No, it's Christopher Columbus they have it out for. It really is. I mean, it's somebody supporting Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, no, we say vote as many times as you like, and we meet. It's just that was a weak candidate.
It was not a weak
spraying
candidate.
Sunscreen in your eyes is a much better candidate.
It's a fine candidate. There's nothing wrong with that Boehner candidate.
Should have won.
I don't know why. I don't know why you take sides on these. They're just
take side. That's the whole feature is taking sides on something.
But you're not.
The whole feature is voting for the one you think
If I
is
took
the
sides
worst.
on these, I couldn't do it.
I can. I can pick one every day.
I don't take sides on them. Yeah, and you could taste microwaves and spot a guilty person a mile away.
Brought to you by Labor Day weekend. Drive to beautiful Heber for Vitabone Soldier Hollow Classic Sheepdog Championship. 4 days of fun for the whole family. Go to soldierhollowclassic.com.
And to the person, I just need 1 minute here. No, I'm not confusing Piscopo with Pesci. I just do a bad Piscopo impression.
He's been out of the limelight so long, I can't really remember what he sounds like.
To the person who keeps texting us, you liberals hate history.
What?
Let me just take 1 minute to address that. Okay? Listen.
We have to recognize that racism has deep roots in this country. And maybe celebrating those roots isn't the best idea. But some Americans say the fight is to save their heritage. Okay, fine. It's your heritage. But you don't have to be proud of all your heritage. You're allowed to look at some of your heritage and go, oh, that's bad heritage. Maybe I should learn from that heritage and not do that heritage again. The people who complain about removing Confederate statues say it's tearing down history, and the monuments remind us about the mistakes of the past. Don't worry. Your history will still be there. If my son asks me about Robert E. Lee, I don't say, I could have told you last week, but they took the statue down. Now I have no way of getting that information. There are no statues of Hitler in Germany, and yet somehow we still remember him.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's for that.
I didn't realize that I was the president
Huh?
Of Boner of the Day.
You're the
It
president?
says, Bill, as president of Boner of the Day feature, you have the right to veto
Oh, that's true.
anything you want. That's true, I
Who
do.
voted you president of the Boner? I didn't vote for that.
I was declared president years ago.
You're king of the Boner?
Please, Gina. We don't believe in monarchy in
No?
this country. You go ahead and go live over in one of those monarchies if you want. I'm the president of the Boner, and I'm reelected every year.
Was there elections?
By acclamation.
Oh, okay.
Reelected by acclamation every year.
I was going to say, I didn't vote for you.
It's at my house. It's at my house.
Let's see. Do we?
What's coming? I don't think we have a big event coming up.
Well, next week we got
next Friday.
We got the Ruin.
Well, it's not for a while.
That's next week. You need to plan.
It's a week from Friday. I've already planned. I know where I'm going.
Well, you know what's happening. Other people don't know what's happening.
Well, tell them then.
It's Not Safe for Work podcast recording of the Radio from Hell show. So you go to the Ruin in Sugar House and you can watch us do a Not Safe for Work version of the show. We record it and put it out in podcast form too. But you do have to register because it fills up. Richie says tomorrow the registration is going up. So
it is?
So put it on your calendar for next Friday. And then remind yourself tomorrow to register when we put that up.
I want to do an event where we don't really tell anybody where it is or when it is and just see if people show up anyway.
What?
I want to do a super secret
Why?
event. I'm just kidding.
We're going to have a surprise guest, too.
That's a super secret. We're not going to tell anybody who it is.
How's that coming, Dylan?
I don't even know who the surprise guest is.
How's the
That's
surprise
because we
guest
don't
coming?
know.
I don't know.
He's shrugging his shoulders right now, so I don't know.
Nobody knows who the surprise guest is.
Even the surprise guest does not know.
If there's a surprise guest you would like us to have there, let us know who you think it should be.
A local celebrity. Somebody who I don't mind hanging out with for an hour and a half.
It's a big surprise. And I'm not just saying that because we haven't found anybody yet. I mean it.
We've had several no's.
We've had a few no's. I'd like to believe that they were just busy.
They've listened to our Not Safe for Work podcast and said, I don't want to be a part of that.
Jeez, that'll ruin my reputation.
We still have a couple of requests out for some people who would be great.
But if there's someone a local person you'd like us to have on, maybe it'll give us an idea.
Dylan at x96.com. DYLAN x96.com.
How about the outgoing president of the University of Utah, David Pershing?
Oh, then you could quiz him for the job.
Yeah. No?
No.
A huntsman. Let's get a huntsman.
Any huntsman?
Yeah,
Bring me a huntsman.
Bring me a huntsman. Nick?
How about Joe Piscopo? Could we get Joe
Yeah,
Piscopo?
there you go.
I said someone that I can hang out with for an hour and a half.
And if we sent a message to Joe Piscopo, he'd come.
You're on the radio?
Nothing else to do.
People are saying Rod Decker.
Yeah.
Put one in for Rod Decker.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does somebody have Rod Decker's phone number? I think he's just a home phone.
I do.
You just walk down the street.
He's not there
Rod!
anymore.
Rod!
Atropos will be the surprise guest.
Just go knock on the window.
You know who I'd really like the surprise guest to be? The all-knowing suit.
I don't want to know who he is. Sorry,
Gina,
suit. I don't want to know who
Gina,
you are.
even if we found out who he was, you still wouldn't know who he is. He's deep.
He's deep.
The person who voted, he says, I'm sorry, I sent in 100 votes for number one while I was in the bathroom at work. I didn't think it would ruin the segment. He was just sitting there bored. All right. Hang on, we'll be back.
Radio from Hell every morning. Alternative music all day. X96.
Mark Miller Subaru is more than a car dealer. They're making the world a better place for people who need it the most, like the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces. This month, Mark Miller Subaru joins the city of
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In
Anyway.
fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
Getting
she was
a jump
trying
on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
Those are pajamas for those of you who don't know
Yeah.
what jammies are.
matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go,
why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
But she can go
shopping.
and shop, and that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back. Is that you and I cannot have any control?
No.
But Mary Claire, Queen of Guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping trip.
Right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday. And we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
it's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh,
JT,
okay.
you're there,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
for one day.
That's
all
a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a minute
before
or
this.
two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
Day mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on X96.
9:48.
I don't. I was thinking. I really don't understand when Gina, when you say you don't want to know. So we have this person who has tweeted at us for a number for quite a while now, a couple of years, or a year
few
at
years.
least. The all-knowing suit, mystery radio consultant. Seems to. I mean, he just knows I assume it's a he. Knows an awful lot about our show. Reminds us of things that we have forgotten, and kind of has a history. And he has a knack for coming up like with old photos of us and things like that. And he pretends to he
also
pretends to be a radio.
yeah.
But maybe he is a radio.
Well, he also knows a little bit about radio.
I think more
because he
than a
knows
little, yeah.
he knows things about Cume,
Yeah.
and how it works,
Yeah.
and so, and we don't know who he is.
No, and Gina always says, "I don't want to. I don't want to find out." And I don't understand
Can't help
why.
but be disappointed in
Why?
who it is.
Why? Why would you be disappointed? I would think, on the other hand, if it's somebody that you actually know, you would be even more impressed with that person.
It ruins the fun.
Why?
Because then you know. Then
So I often appreciate his advice, whoever he is.
I don't want to know.
like
And if
his-
you ever find out, don't tell me. I think it's more fun not
Gina,
knowing. who
the
it is.
minute if I ever find out, the first thing I'll do now is tell you.
Guess what?
I know who he is.
Yeah. No, you know what I'll
Unless
do?
it's like
No.
Howard Stern or somebody like
here's-
it can't
Yeah,
help
sure.
but be.
Here's what I'll do. If I ever find out, I'll say, guess what? I found out who the all-knowing suit is, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. And you will eventually say, "Oh, come on, tell me." I bet you anything.
See, this is he knows something about radio or something, because when we did our X poll earlier, and the question was, how did you discover or find our show? What was it that kept you there and all that? His response was combining some market research with an X poll. Shrewd.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know.
here's his latest tweet right
So,
here.
okay, so think-
Possible drunk show guests: Ed Brasslaw, A-Dawn Sports, Geek Show panelists, Davis the Clown, Radio from Hell spouses, or Caller Doug.
Okay.
You see, that's funny, and it is also very specific about if somebody who listens to our show.
Think about everybody you know in radio.
Yeah.
Who would you be happy to know this person is?
Anyone?
I'd be thrilled if it was Doug Wright.
If it turned out to be John Smith.
It's not.
Well, you just asked me a question, and I'm answering.
You don't like most people in radio.
That's true.
Wouldn't it be disappointing if you found out it was somebody?
No, because I would like this person. Because they're funny. Maybe it's Dave Beasing.
Now that
who used to be our
No.
consultant years ago and was very funny.
It's somebody that lives here. It's somebody that works at a competing company, and they have little kids.
And you think you've got it all. She thinks she's got it nailed, except for who it is.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
And
That's what I'm saying.
and I have zero idea.
Saying I can't think of anybody that meets those qualifications.
What are the qualifications?
Well, we can't go through them
We're
all
looking
now.
at the content of his tweets to try to figure out who.
I
it is.
love you, all-knowing suit, as anonymous as you are.
I know who it is.
No, you
You
don't.
do?
No, I do.
Well, tell us now.
I can't. I promised. I wouldn't say anything.
Well, people are suggesting that it's your brother, but I
No, it's
maintain
definitely
it's not
not
because he's not self-important enough.
And he doesn't have any sense of humor.
Yeah, I was gonna
Your
say-
brother has no sense of humor.
These tweets are funny.
These are funny, yeah.
And they involve other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely not.
He
him.
only tweets dour things about himself.
Yes.
Yeah, involving royalty in other countries
Yes.
that may or may not exist.
No, see, these are based in reality. That's why I know it's not your brother. You promised you wouldn't tell who it is?
No, I don't know who it is.
Oh,
I don't think so.
See, you're curious, aren't you?
I've been trying to.
What a
I
surprise
have
that
been,
he's curious.
I have been trying to figure it out for years.
Think of all the people you know in radio. Is
I-
there anyone you
and
would
see-
be happy if you found out that's who it was?
And people keep making suggestions like it's Lynn Arvey. No, it's too funny for Lynn
No,
Arvey.
Lynn Arvey had no sense of humor
I
or
think
hair.
it's Doug Wright.
No, Doug isn't
it's
funny.
I'm the all-knowing suit.
No, it's not.
I challenge you.
But I don't understand that logic, Gina. Of all the people
Because
I
you'll
know,
be disappointed. You don't like.
Why
you
would
don't
I be
like-
disappointed?
Because right now you like him, right?
Yeah. And if
Do
I
you
found-
like anybody in local radio?
yeah.
One or two people.
Yeah, there are a few people.
People are saying it's Artie Fufkin. No, it's
No.
too focused.
No,
it's too
Artie's-
focused.
Yeah, Artie's
Yeah.
not in the market right now.
No.
Gina's dad. No.
Nope.
No. He's too tired. He wouldn't be doing it. He's too tired.
It's Sean Boy Walton.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's not Sean.
Unless he's
Sean-
listening in Southern California.
Sean's way too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be. Let's say it's somebody like Randy Rose.
Nah, Randy's busy.
Well, but let's say if it was, I like that guy. Okay, I like him fine when I've been around him.
Yeah,
And
Randy's a good dude.
then if I found out it was him, I
It's
go,
not
well,
Randy.
I know, but I'd say, God, I'm doing
Anybody
it.
that fits the qualifications I've given you, you can't tell me anybody in there that you know and like that you would be happy that this
But
person.
even if I didn't like the person, it would give me some. I would go, well, I guess I was wrong.
The person that I thought it was ended up getting a job at another station. And so I thought it was the person that was out of work but is now working for another station, so I don't think it's them.
Ivy thinks it's the Bunny Ranch guy.
Dennis Hall.
It's Dennis Hall.
It's Dennis Hall.
It's
Okay,
Dennis
I
Hall.
hope it's Dennis Hall.
All right. And the guy who loaded up the Boehner voting, it says if it makes you feel any better, I received 100 texts back for my votes because we thank you for texting.
Yeah.
And everyone in his office is dying that you guys read my bathroom votes. All right. Let's do a promo and get out of here.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45 and 8:45, we do Things That Must Go. Send your list to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line, and you could get a Prohibition gift card.
At 9 a.m., Corey will come by with his community and concert calendar.
That's all on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Maybe it's Cano and or Simmons.
I don't think so.
It's Ugly Jerry.
But if it was Richard Cano, I would probably go.
He's still in the market. He's still
Is he?
around. Yeah, he's still doing stuff.
Last I heard he was in Texas, he invented a vegetable peeler.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean invented?
That's Ronco.
No, he
Not Cano.
He invented a vegetable peeler of some sort.
Really?
Or yeah. I can't. It's been a while, but I can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
All right. What do you got, John?
I after that, nothing. I can't follow that.
Well, you shouldn't really.
A vegetable peeler?
You giving away stuff?
I have lost 80s tickets. I'm gonna be all about the 80s today.
You gonna punish us with the 80s?
That's right. Gonna play some Berlin.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna sneak a Berlin song in.
I actually wouldn't mind Wang Chung.
And give away some tickets to the Lost 80s show. That's on September 7th, by the way.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I want to see Titanic without the boobies.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1 hour nonstop